Hey, welcome to Sports Unfolded, very special NFL 2021 preview show. I'm being joined by Ron and Kenny. Guys, good evening. How are you?
I'm ready.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening.
We've got a ton to cover. So for those that are watching live, we appreciate it. We're on Twitch on Rhode Island _broadcasting. We're on YouTube through Rhode Island Broadcasting, and we're on Facebook at Sports Unfolded on the Sports Unfolded page. So we appreciate everybody that's going to join tonight. Going to cover all 32 teams. Give our top 10 quarterbacks in the league. We're going to do some predictions. So we'll break down every single team. So really excited about you guys joining. I hope you guys are ready for some football talk. I'm excited.
I kidding? I was thinking about everything while I was actually up camping in New York this weekend.
All right, sweet. So you're ready.
I'm ready. Oh, I'm ready.
All right. So
I'm more than ready.
We're going to start off with some AFC East, boys.
Sounds good.
All right.
To me.
So here's the four teams that we're going to talk about: the New England Patriots, the Buffalo Bills, the Miami Dolphins, and the New York Jets. So in the AFC East, let's start off with last year's division champ. That's the Buffalo Bills. They went 13-3 last season. We're second overall in offense, 14th in defense. Averaged 31 points a game, 23.4 points against, and they were a +4 in the turnover ratio. Coached by Sean McDermott, who's going in his fifth year, Brian Dable, who's in his fourth, and Leslie Frazier, who's in his fifth year. So how do we feel overall about the Buffalo Bills? What are we looking at, boys?
I think they have a very, very good team here, and I don't think it's going to be close in this division.
Really?
Yeah.
Kenny, I see you nodding your head. What do you got?
No, I put Buffalo at the bottom.
Wow.
No, I put Buffalo at the bottom.
Like on a shocker already.
I put Buffalo at the bottom.
Oh,
you know, they always start off good. You know, they got a great defense, and in the middle of the year,
13-3 last year, bro. 13-3 last year. They won the division.
And that was last year. Who was their quarterback last year?
Josh Allen.
Who's their quarterback this year?
Josh Allen.
And who's their backup?
Trubisky.
Are you saying?
Thank you, Trubisky. Thank you, Trubisky.
Buffalo at the bottom. I'm leaving ASAP. Schnorz is already.
Trubisky. He had one good game for the Bears. One good game for the Bears.
You're talking about Josh Allen, who's probably the next big superstar in the league, right behind Mahomes.
Are you what?
Yes, he's right. He's
Josh Allen. Josh Allen.
Look,
Yes.
this kid brought the team to the playoffs last year, and you know, the inexperience caused them to derail. They have experience now, so this team is got an excellent shot at winning the Super Bowl.
And then I look at it this way too. If you look at from a standpoint, once they added Stephon Diggs last season, what a difference. So offensively, I think they got the 1-2 punch. Defensively, they're still one of the top defensive teams in the AFC. They added Emmanuel Sanders, wide receiver. They really didn't have a big loss. Their biggest loss was their return specialist, Andre Roberts. Obviously one of the best in the league. But so, Kenny, I already know how you feel about this. I'll ask Ron this question. Will Josh Allen continue to make that next step and have enough to beat the Kansas City Chiefs and possibly get to the Super Bowl? I don't want you to make your prediction.
No, he does have enough. He does have enough. I truly believe that he is going to be, first of all, around for a while. And hopefully he stays in Buffalo. I'm always questionable about how the Buffalo Bills do, their business. And I'm not sure he can stay there his whole career, but it would be nice because he's got at least 1 or 2 Super Bowls in him.
Okay, I mean, I agree with you. I don't know what Kenny watched last season. I'm a little shocked with what we got right off the bat. First team,
no.
Buffalo Bills
down at the bottom.
Yeah, they're not at the bottom.
All right, well, let's look at the team that finished second in the division. That would be the Miami Dolphins. They were 22nd overall in offense, 20th in defense. They averaged 25.3 points a game, 21 points against, a +9 in the turnover ratio. They're coached by Brian Flores, who's in his third year. They have co-offensive coordinators, but Eric Studeville has been there for 4 years, and Josh Boyer is 3 years as a defensive coordinator. Can this team overtake Buffalo?
No.
Yes. Yes.
No.
Yes. Tua had a great season last year, and Tua is going to have a better season this year.
I actually have them stepping back.
I agree with Ron. We never agree, and I've got the Dolphins actually going to take a step back. I don't think, if you think about what happened last season with Tua and Fitzpatrick and how Flores pulled Tua a couple times because they just didn't have confidence in him. What happens when he struggles this year and they don't have any backup? They don't have a backup plan in Miami if Tua doesn't do well.
Nope,
they don't.
Tua,
it could be a very, very long season for them.
So their backup quarterback is one of their biggest ads, and that was Jacoby Brissett. I don't know how comfortable you guys are with Jacoby Brissett. So you're going all in on Tua.
Tua. Yep, all in on Tua.
Okay.
All in.
All
Fantastic last year. Going to have a great season this year.
So my question was going to be on this team, will Tua be the answer at quarterback? So Kenny says yes. Ron?
No, I have them taking, actually, it's 2 steps back.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Tua will be solid. Snossa just says Cleveland's, the Zodiac. Thank you for joining. TY Face, Detroit for life. LOL. We'll give you that one. Hey, if you could stick with Detroit for life, I give you credit.
Look, when we get to that division, I'm sorry.
Yeah, the only biggest loss in that on their team was Kyle Van Noy, the linebacker. So you think defensively? I mean, they were ranked 20th overall defensively. I don't know if they're going to improve. I think the division offensively has gotten better, so I'm going to question defensively too if Miami's going to have enough to be as good. They got Xavier Howard, who's one of the best cornerbacks in the league. But after that, I mean, there's not a lot in Miami that you can say they're going to be a dominant defense in this division. So I think that's why another reason why they take a step back.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're looking at all 3 other teams basically improved.
Yeah.
I mean, how could you not take a step back? If you didn't do enough to improve your team, you actually took away from your team. So, I mean, by the numbers, it looks like they're going to take a step back, and it could be a disastrous season for them.
And we got a lot of fans chiming in. How about Matthew Stafford? We'll get to Stafford. Defensively, Howard does take half the field. Again, they're solid. I'm not saying they're a bad team. I just don't know with everyone else's improvement in the division if they did enough to actually continue to be the second best team in this division behind Buffalo.
Don't forget a fact that now Miami is dealing with a second place schedule rather than a third place schedule.
That is a very good point.
So they're going to have to play some better teams than they would have last year.
Good point. Good. Solid point. Let's move on to our third place team last season. That would be the New England Patriots, who went 7-9. They were 27th overall offensively, 15th defensively. They averaged 20.4 points a game and 22 points against, +3 in the turnover. Obviously, head coached by Bill Belichick, who's been there for 22 years, and Josh McDaniels at 18. And they've never really named a defensive coordinator in the last couple of years. So we'll just assume that they're doing their own thing. It could be Steve Belichick. It could be Gerard Mayo. It's never been concrete in stone. Where do we see this team going? Will they finish third in the division?
No.
Number 1 in the division.
Wow, he's got
number 1 in the division.
No way.
Number 1 in the division. Are you
this
kidding
is why
me?
I brought Kenny on this show because we needed some controversy, Ron.
We got Matt.
He brought it from the first minute, from the jump.
I got him second.
We got Mac Jones. Okay,
Mac,
all right. We can finally run the ball.
Off now.
Okay, we got James White. we got Nelson, we got a whole bunch of running backs. So therefore, if he can't throw the ball,
is that Nelson the twin musicians from the 90s?
No, not the no. So I look at it this way. If you think about the additions, they're going to be a very interesting team. How well they gel. Hunter Henry, Jonnu Smith, Aguilar, Kendrick Bourne. Offensively, is Mac Jones going to be able to be a hurdle, or is he going to be the savior? So that's going to be the important piece there. And defensively, they've added a lot of pieces as well. Go ahead, Ron.
One piece that matters: Judon,
Matt Judon, phenomenal. Defensively, yes. Judon, if you think about what they added with the linebacking core, right? They get Hightower back. You also have Kyle Van Noy. You're going to see Uche start make his pitch now to be one of those guys. So I think they're solid defensively. I think they improved from 15th overall. I think the only thing that's in question is the secondary without Stephon Gilmore and where they stand there.
I actually have the Patriots as the number 3 defensive team in the conference.
In the AFC conference.
AFC conference.
Okay.
Yes.
I could very well see that, especially with Belichick. Tons of weapons. They'll see how much Doshman. Yeah. So the thing is, this is all going to listen. They could, Kenny. You could be right 100%. If Mac Jones is as good as we hope he is, then Mac Jones gets us to first place. I think with the amount of talent that New England has.
Yeah.
If Max Jones is average, second, third. I think we could all agree on that.
Second, maybe. Third, no.
No way, third?
No way, third.
Okay, we're going to – once we finish breaking down the teams, we'll tell how our division's going to finish. Let's talk – what about the loss of Joe Thuney on the offensive line, too? Let's see how big that is. Their line's very good.
It's very good, very good.
He's one of the best guards in the league. So losing him could hurt, but they did pick up what's his name there from Oakland, of the Vegas Raiders, Trent Brown. Yeah. So Trent Brown back on the line.
I'll tell you where it would have hurt. If Cam was still quarterback of this team, it would have hurt then. That's when it would have been glaring, because
Still think you guys about Mac and Cam.
I think Mac will make smarter decisions with the ball. And I know he's going to hold on to it too long for some plays, and that's a given. But he's going to make the smarter decisions, and that isn't going to cost him as much as it would with Cam.
So I don't know if you gentlemen have been seeing some of the news that's been out there, and I'm not sure how much of it's true, but there was a former Patriot player that had said that Mac was actually teaching Cam Newton some of the offensive plays during the preseason.
I actually believe that.
Is that not insane? If that's the case.
Me too.
Right? Me
too. I believe that too.
That's insane. It's crazy to think about, but you think about, Cam Newton, where he was and what he is now, it's night and day. All right, Ron, your favorite team in all of sports. I know what you like, the Jets, Jets. So they finished 2-14 last season, 32nd offensively, so dead last offensively, 24th defensively. They averaged 15.2 points a game. They were scored 28.6 points a game against, and they were flat on the turnover ratio. Robert Saleh is their new head coach, came over from the 49ers, their defensive coordinator. Mike LaFleur, his first year with the Jets, and then Jeff Ulbrich is his first year with the Jets. So completely overhaul, if you think about from top to bottom, coaching on up. We've got to talk about the quarterback, Zach Wilson, in the draft. Is he going to be ready to help the Jets turn the corner? And I'm not saying, look, can they be better than 2-14 with Zach Wilson?
Oh, 100% yes. 100% yes.
So that gets him to 4-13.
Look.
That's 100%. 4-13. That's 100%.
What?
So we're going to say, and I'm going to say it here first. So
like
raise it to 200%.
Okay, you got him at 6 wins.
Oh well.
6 and 11.
Oh wait, my math is wrong. So it's 8 wins. I have
8 wins. 8 wins. 8?
Wow.
The
Wow.
Jets will get 8.
8 and 9 this season.
They might not be all the way around the corner, but they're coming around that bend. And, from what I saw of Wilson is just some poise that I don't think I've seen in a Jets uniform since maybe Testaverde. Maybe.
Wow.
Maybe.
Wow. Wow.
Look, do I think he's going to be a complete success? I'm going to still stick to my guns and say no. I think he could.
8 wins. They won 2 games last season.
Right. I looked at the schedule, went through the schedule. They have a powder puff schedule.
So
And
I know we're getting there. So I'm not going to ask you yet, but once I get back to this question afterwards. So they had some key additions. They added Corey Davis, the wide receiver from Tennessee. Solid pickup. Losing running back Frank Gore, though, as much as, he's up there in age, if you think about what he brought to the team just from a leadership standpoint, that could hurt them. And then they had a key injury with Carl Lawson, who actually blew out his Achilles. He's done for the year. So defensively, lost one of their top stars.
yeah.
So, Ron, I'm going to let you do your division prediction first on this. And since you've got the Jets at 8 wins, I want to see where they're placed in this. So go ahead, Ron. You go first.
All right. So I got Buffalo number 1.
Okay.
I have them going 15-2.
Wow.
That's how sure I am about Allen. That's how sure I am about him.
Please.
New England, I have second, 11-6.
11-6. Okay.
Then I have the Jets at 8-9, and I have Miami at 6-11.
Wow, you got the Jets ahead of Miami. I love it.
I do.
Wow, you're insane.
Now I think the Jets and Miami will split theirs. And
Unless you're about to say to shut your mic off, I think.
Yeah, no.
Mm-hmm.
I looked through the whole schedule of every single team. I went week by week, predicting who was going to win.
I love it.
Without adding anything up throughout all the weeks until I was done.
Okay.
Once I was done, I added it up, and this is how it came out. And I really, truly believe the Jets are going to come in with 8 wins. And it could swing one either way. So they could actually finish with a winning record. They could.
Wow. Kenny, what do you got?
I got them dead last.
If you want them records, all right. How's your prediction?
I got them dead lit. They'll win 2 games.
What do you got?
No they'll win 2 games.
What's the division, Kenny? Go ahead.
Division 1, New England. 2, Dolphins.
Wow.
3, Buffalo Bills. And
what is
4,
going on right
Jets.
What is going on with both of you right now?
Both of us?
Jets.
What are you talking about?
All right. Before we started this show, did you two go out, have a few drinks, decide, you know what? We're going to just really – we want any fans that are watching right now to go, what are you guys talking about?
Read off the Jets schedule. Read off the Jets schedule. Read off the Jets schedule.
Read the Jets schedule.
All right. You want the Jets schedule?
Yep.
All right. Let's go. Jets schedule. This is where we're at.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I didn't expect this, Ron, so you're throwing me for a loop here. Hold on.
Well, got to keep you on your toes.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Jets schedule. Week 1, New York Giants.
Yep.
Oh, no. That's preseason. Scratch that. At Carolina.
That's a win, right? Oh, come on. You are not telling me that Carolina's winning that game. Oh, my God.
Sam Donald is going to want that game so bad.
And he's not going to get it.
He's going to want to beat the Jets.
He's not going to.
Yep.
He's not.
You know what he's going to be? He's going to be Ghostbusters. He's not going to see ghosts. He's going to capture the ghosts.
That's a win.
And that's
a win. That's a win.
All right. Week 2 in New England.
Loss.
Whoa. Okay. We got a loss in there.
Yep. Loss. Yep.
All right. At Denver.
Loss.
Kenny's already got him 0-3. At Denver.
That is a loss.
Okay. So they're 1-2 right now. Tennessee. At home. Tennessee.
A loss.
Loss.
So I had them starting out.
You got the guys losing to Tennessee?
Yes, I do.
Oh, my God.
Loss.
At Atlanta.
That's a loss.
In London.
That's a loss.
That's a loss.
Then they go on a bye.
Yep.
Then they're at New England.
That is a loss.
All right, so you're already like, I think 5 in. You're already at like 2 and 5.
Keep going. Keep going.
Cincinnati.
That's a win.
That's a win.
I would give you that. At Indianapolis, which is a Thursday night game. So you're talking a quick turnaround.
That is a loss.
All right. They're home versus Buffalo.
That's a loss.
All right. You're already done. Miami.
Win.
At Houston.
A win.
Philadelphia.
A win.
New Orleans.
A win.
They're not New Orleans.
Oh my God!
At Miami.
Oh my gosh,
Wait a
Ron!
minute.
Ron!
They are at home against New Orleans. What, you guys think that a Drew Breesless New Orleans Saints is going to roll into New York and going to win that game?
They still got way more talent than the Jets.
No.
Yes.
Okay.
True story.
Keep going.
At Miami, we said.
A loss.
Okay. Jacksonville.
A win.
All right. I want to see how he calls this one. They got Tampa at home.
A loss.
Oh, my. Oh, he
Whoa,
told you.
whoa.
Wait.
And
Keep
then
going.
they're at Buffalo.
That will be a win. Look, think about this. Buffalo is not going to start a whole bunch of players on that last game because they've already got it wrapped up. They're 15-1, I'm predicting at that point. And then they lose to the Jets in the last game of the season because they don't play Allen. They don't play any of these big guys. They don't play them.
Right now. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. So now I'm going to go to Buffalo, and you got them losing one game. And what game would that be?
I believe that's Kansas City.
And they're playing at Tampa, so they're beating Tampa.
Yes, they are.
And they're beating Tennessee because you already think Tennessee stinks. Indy, Carolina. Okay. So they got one loss, and that's at Kansas City.
Yep. And then they sit everybody and they lose.
And they beat Tampa.
Yes, they do.
Okay. All right. So I've got the Bills finishing first in the division, the Patriots second, Miami third, and then the Jets fourth. I think the Jets get a little better, maybe 4 wins, 5 wins here. We'll give them a couple. Miami, we said, takes that step back. New England with the talent. It's all dependent on Mac Jones. I still think Kenny could be right that the New England Patriots could overtake the Buffalo Bills. I don't have them at 15-2.
Not going to happen.
12-5, 13-4.
Yeah.
In fact,
Maybe.
Buffalo's beating New England in both games.
So what the hell? What do we got Mac for? So how many wins does New England have? Did you
11.
say
11?
11 wins? But they lose
11.
both to the, and they lose to Tampa, so that's the third.
Mm-hmm.
And then who else? They don't lose to what? They lose one more game?
I have them losing to the Chargers.
Okay.
Who else did I have them losing to?
Cleveland?
Yes, I have them losing to Cleveland.
You still got them beating Tennessee. Tennessee going to win a game?
Yeah.
Okay. So you got them beating. Okay. And they notoriously stink in Miami, their last game of the year. Notorious for it. They cannot win in Miami.
Yeah, I have them winning that game.
So you got them winning that game, which isn't going to happen.
It is going to happen.
As much as I'm a Patriot fan, never happens.
No, it's
Every
going to
year.
happen.
Even with
It's gonna
Tom Brady, they can't win in Miami.
And that's why it's going to happen this year.
Okay. So, okay. Wow. All right. Ron, Sausages, everybody out there, Stream Elements, Invader, RTS. Thank you, gentlemen or ladies, for joining. Zoria Zara, I hope I pronounced that right. Yo, thank you for joining. Appreciate you guys listening, as I've got 2 guys that clearly don't know what they're talking about right now.
Oh. Hey, at least I give reasons for all my wins
Ooh.
and losses.
All right.
Oh man. Okay.
All right. So we're gonna move on here.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know if we're gonna lose some people just based on what you guys are actually saying.
No. They ain't going to lose it from me. I'm right. You watch.
I think I'm right. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm right. You know?
Oh, you're clearly wrong.
Jets.
All right.
Jets. Ron, Jets.
So we're gonna move on to the AFC North, which is a
wins.
very interesting division. So the 4 teams obviously would be the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Baltimore Ravens, the Cleveland Browns, and the Cincinnati Bengals. So those are your 4 teams. They should be on the screen right now if my producer was doing what he was supposed to be doing. Thank you, producer. There's our 4 teams.
There they go. There
they are. There they are. All these graphics, man. Let's make it happen. All right. So the team that finished first last season in the division went 12-4 with the Pittsburgh Steelers. They were 25th offensively, 3rd defensively, averaged 26 points a game. They gave up 19.5 points a game and was a +9 in the turnovers. Again, long tenured coach Mike Tomlin, 15 years. Matt Canada is their offensive coordinator in his 2nd year, and Keith Butler, 19 years with the team, not all as the defensive coordinator. So how do we feel? What's the feel with the Pittsburgh Steelers? This is a very interesting team because it could go either way with them. I
actually think they're going to have a good year.
A good year,
of course.
Right.
Of course, you got to keep Ben healthy and on his feet. You have to keep him on his feet. And we got to look at it this way. They're starting 4 out of 5 offensive linemen are brand new. Yes.
So that might be in question.
Yes.
They picked up Najee Harris. Yeah. Thank you for all the subscriptions. We appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Right? But you look at picking up Najee Harris, but is he going to have a line to run against? So I think they picked him up because they wanted to try to allow Ben not to have to win games. Like, hand the ball off, let's run the ball, let's play solid defense. But if you don't have an offensive line, it puts you at a disadvantage, at least that in my eyes.
Yeah, I mean,
Hulk, we'll get to the Raiders. We're getting there.
I just think with Pittsburgh, you got a lot of veterans on it that have been around for a while, and Ben's been around, okay? And yes, you're going to have those moments where the offensive line being new is going to cause some difficulty, probably more often with a snap than anything. But I think Ben still has that arm, and I think he still has the brain to make the plays happen. He's not inept behind the center by no means. His question has always been durability. It's always been the talent is there. Like, if he stayed healthy his whole career, we might be talking about him having 4 or 5 Super Bowls.
So, interesting point. I mean, backup quarterback, Dwayne Haskins. Haskins is that backup quarterback. So, if Ben doesn't stay healthy, do we feel confident that Dwayne Haskins is going to be able to do enough to?
Well, no, and you can say that about any one of these teams. Like, if somebody goes down, they're kind of screwed. Like, you're
Brian
not going to have that
What
time.
are you talking about? Brian Hoyer.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not feeling confident about Brian Hoyer?
No. If Mac Jones goes down, they don't win another game.
Kenny, what about the loss of Bud Dupree on the defense? What do you think? How do you think that'll affect them?
It won't affect them at all.
Right? They still got Watt.
They still got Watt. Ben is old, okay? He's football old, okay? All right? So Mike Tomlin needs to motivate these guys like he used to do and say, you could do it and get this defense together.
So as great as Tomlin has been, right? So you think about it, he's never had a losing record in his career.
Yeah, it's impressive, actually.
Right? Yeah. It is pretty impressive. Mm-hmm. But he's only won 1 Super Bowl in 15 years.
Yeah, that's
and it was early on in Ben's career, right? So they either haven't built enough around Ben, Ben's been hurt, or they just haven't been able to beat some of these better teams. So even in their own division, if we look at it, it's going to be very tough for them just to get out of the division this season. So we'll talk about the team that finished second, and that would be the Baltimore Ravens, who went 11-5 last season, 19th offensively, 7th defensively. They averaged 29.3 points a game, gave up 18.9 points a game, +4 in the turnover ratio. Coached by John Harbaugh, so he's been there for 14 years. So again, another veteran coach.
Good coach.
Offensive coordinator is Greg Roman. He's been with them for 7 years, and Don Martindale's been with the team for 10 years. He's the defensive coordinator. Picked up Rashad Bateman, a wide receiver, in the draft to try to help that aspect. But the big loss of J.K. Dobbins, and then just this week, Justin Hill, their third running back, is now out for the season as well with an Achilles. So,
and that's going to be the
Le'Veon Bell, and they've got
going to be the Achilles of this team.
Oh, no pun intended. I mean, Ron,
it was intended.
That's just not right, bro.
But it's true.
All right. What about the addition of Sammy Watkins? Does that help them?
Yeah, it has somebody that he can throw the ball to.
Right. So Watkins, you got Bateman.
Yeah.
It's all going to depend on Lamar Jackson and what he can do with his arm, not his leg, his arm.
Yeah, arms,
right.
Yep.
And I think they just signed Mark Edwards, their tight end, to a 4-year extension. So they locked him up for a little bit. He's the third highest paid tight end. So again, from a quality standpoint, they have weapons on offense.
Look, what I like about this team is its stability. And it's from coaching, to some of the players that they have on the team. They have a good, solid, team that's been there for a while. They know what they're doing. They're very capable, and that's why players want to play there. So when you have players that want to play there, then maybe an injury might not matter as much, as any other teams because they can get that depth. Unfortunately, they've now lost 2 running backs, and that could be a big problem.
Yeah, I don't know how you overcome that. Again, Le'Veon Bell, I know has worked out with the team this week. I don't know if he's the answer. We really haven't seen much of him the last couple of years since his Pittsburgh days. But
yeah,
I mean, does the running back situation put this team in a worse position in the division?
Yeah.
Well, what worries me is that this could potentially spill into another position because somebody might want to run more often. And if Jackson does do that, you could very well get him hurt. And that's the thing that causes the problems.
Yeah, Hulk said it right. They got to run the run option, so the RPO, and just see if they, that helps maybe alleviate some of that. They've got to make sure that play action game's where it needs to be. And Lamar Jackson's got to stay healthy. I think, Ron, you hit it on the head. If he goes down, that cuts your running, tremendously.
What the Ravens need is that old-time defense, and Jackson has to stay in the pocket. Give him some time. They need to get an offensive line around him and say, hey, give him some time, and these guys got to catch the balls.
Right, and I don't think he's incapable of throwing the ball. I really don't. I think the kid could legitimately be a passer. I don't think he's going to be great. But listen, I loved Randall Cunningham back in the old Eagles days with his legs, right? He was
one of my favorites.
Right? He was a very good passer. He wasn't great, but he was very good. He could do enough to really – if Lamar Jackson can get to be that good passing the football, they've got a legitimate shot to be a Super Bowl contender. But let's move – the team that finished third. This division is probably the second toughest division I have overall because now the Cleveland Browns, who went 11-5 last season, 16th overall they finished offensively, 17th defensively. Averaged 25.5 points a game, gave up 26.2 points a game, was a +5 in the turnover ratio. Kevin Stefanski in his second year now with the Browns has added stability. Offensive coordinator Alex Van Pelt, second year, and Joe Woods in his second year. So if you think about what they did last season, how good could they be? Added cornerback in the draft, Craig Newsome, the second. So do we feel like the Cleveland Browns are the team to beat in this division? Can Baker Mayfield make that next step?
Yes. Yes. Yes, of course.
I think that's a sarcastic
laugh.
Yeah.
I guess that.
Well, I'm glad he said that because I have them winning this division.
Okay. Okay, Ron. All right, Ron. Okay, Ron.
Hey, we finally agree on something.
Finally, you get on the boat, Ron.
This is Cleveland's world, and we're all going to go riding on it.
I love it. So so they added John Johnson III, right, from the Rams. Very good safety.
Very good safety.
Javion Clowney. Can he stay healthy?
Yep.
If he can, right? You think about what they have overall defensively, right? Myles Garrett, right? And
Absolutely.
him. And what they've built. They're going to be better than 17th defensively, and they're not giving up 26 points a game. That's just a prediction that I'm going to throw out there, and I know that one will stick.
No.
So let me ask you this question: are the Browns ready for prime time, though?
Yes.
Can they be that team?
Yes.
Most definitely.
Okay, I like where we're headed.
Most definitely.
And I got to give Baker Mayfield a lot of credit because he took some very harsh criticism his first couple of seasons. And I'll tell you, he didn't let it get to him. He just said, I'm going to show you. And he did it out on the field.
So let me ask you this question. OBJ comes back, right? So Odell Beckham Jr. Does that hurt them, though? Because if you think about what Baker Mayfield was doing, I think he tended to get focused more on Odell more than everybody else, right? Because you got Landry. They got very good tight ends, right? Yeah. Did that hurt them? I mean, you think about their run game, too. Chubb, one of the best running backs in the league. So
I'm going to put this
offensively.
I'm going to put this very simply.
I love it. Go.
Okay, where did they finish in the playoffs?
They lost to the Kansas City Chiefs in the divisional round.
Right.
Yeah.
Barely.
Yep.
Odell Beckham realizes that, hey, this team is really close. If I can be like, I'm really thinking he might have changed this year. If he can be a team player and do what he needs to do, I think he makes the difference, and they can win that game.
They can win that game. We'll just say that game.
We'll say that game.
All right. So let's talk about the last team in this division, and that's the Cincinnati Bengals. They went 4-11-1. They were 29th offensively, 26th defensively. Mm-hmm. They averaged 19.4 points a game, gave up 26.5 points a game, was a negative 7 in the turnover ratios. Third year for Zach Taylor, their head coach. Brian Callahan's third year, and then Lou Areno is in his third year as the defensive coordinator. Really don't have much on additions. They did draft Jamar Chase, wide receiver out of LSU, who was obviously, the college chums there with Joe Burrow. So does that help them? Is that enough?
I mean, it can't hurt, right? I mean, it does make them a little better. They're still going to finish last. I mean, I have them a slight improvement because of the schedule they got. Obviously a tough division.
Yep.
Very
hard to get a division win in this.
I put them 6-11, and that tie becomes a win, and they scrounge out another win. And,
So I think we talked about it, Ron, with the draft, right? Yeah. They didn't get the line for him. The kid blew out his knee, and you think the first thing they would have wanted to do is protect him. Right. You get the wide receiver, but if you don't have time to throw it to him, that doesn't help.
You could have picked up a wide receiver next round.
Right? They lost Carl Lawson defensively. He was a free agent. I don't know. I think Zach Taylor, after this season, gets fired. I don't see them winning more. Like you said, maybe 5-6 games, Ron. I agree with you there. This division's just too tough. They do bring good quarterbacks.
So another year of misery in Cincinnati.
Another year of misery in Cincinnati.
Yep, I agree.
All right. So, Kenny, I'll let you go first on this one. How do you got this division finishing?
I got Cleveland first. I got the Ravens second. Steelers third, and Bengals fourth.
I like it. Ron, what do you got?
I also have Cleveland going 14-3.
Okay.
Winning the division. I have
one game less than Buffalo. Okay.
All right.
I have Pittsburgh going 10-7, finishing second.
Wow. Okay.
And I have Baltimore 9-8. Finishing third, and it is exactly that reason that I'm thinking. I think Jackson is going to get hurt this year. I don't like predicting injuries, but I got a feeling that one's coming. And then I have Cincinnati rounding it out 6-11. They get that extra win at the end of the year when they play Baltimore at Cincinnati.
I love it. So, Kenny, we were exactly the same. I got Cleveland finishing first in the division. I think they take the next step. As Hulk said, right, OBJ, and as Ron said, I think, it's a little more humble, realizing like, hey, I got a shot now. This team can win. So I think that helps them. I got the Ravens second. I still think they got more talent than the Steelers. I think that, to your point, Ron, yes, I mean, there's ifs. There's a lot of ifs, but does Big Ben stay healthy? Right? Does Big Ben stay healthy, which he's predominantly shown that he can't. So I've got Pittsburgh at 3 because I just feel like they're going to probably deal with injury bug worse than Baltimore. And then I got the Bengals, who, again, 6 wins to me is better than they're building. Let's see where they go. But I really think
about this. Think about this. If both Ben and Lamar Jackson go down, that opens a door for Cincinnati. Just saying.
Yeah, it does. It could very clearly do that.
It could. Yeah, it could.
But yeah. I mean, I like Baltimore. I do like the team. I just think that things are going to get ugly because of that running back position, and I think that they're going to try forcing things, and I don't see a good outcome with that. And they have a tough schedule too.
Ron, I'll give you credit. You definitely broke down the each game more than me and Kenny. So I mean, maybe you see stuff that we didn't see. So I'll give you credit on that. Again, these are all predictions, so we'll have to see how it turns out. But we're going to move on to the next division, and that's going to be the AFC South. So very good division, right? Tennessee Titans, Indianapolis Colts, Jacksonville Jaguars, Houston Texans, right? Mm-hmm. 2 of these teams probably more front runners than the other 2, but we'll break them down for you. So last season,
who are these teams,
right?
Mm-hmm.
Tennessee Titans finished first in the division, went 11-5. They were 3rd offensively, 28th defensively. They averaged 30.7 points a game, gave up 27.4, was a plus 11 in the turnover ratio. Coached by Mike Vrabel, who went, he's been in his 4th season. Todd Downing in his 3rd year, and then Sean Bowen in his 4th year with the defense. They added Bud Dupree, so defensively they're trying to improve there. They drafted Khalid Farley, the cornerback, so that gives them a little more stability on the defensive side of it. But they did lose Jonnu Smith, who was one of their key targets offensively. Can this defense improve enough, gentlemen, to actually help them get and win this division?
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, how could you not in this division?
So do you feel like Tannehill is still going to continue to take that next step?
I think so. I think he might be the same is basically what I'm saying. He'll be the same. If he's the same, then they should be okay. They should do well.
Derrick Henry. So this is a funny stat. I looked at his high school numbers. Just something popped up. Do you realize as a senior in high school, he ran for 4,286 yards?
It's insane. It's insane.
Crazy.
4,200. I don't. So if they can run the ball effectively, they've got the play action, right? Added, Julio Jones. They're still, skipping my mind. Who's the other wide receiver there? Brown? Not Brown. Who's their other wide receiver?
Shoot, I don't remember.
Come on, is it Brown? Fans out there, help me out. Who's Tennessee's other wide receiver? Come on, boys.
Look it up.
I'm looking right now.
I probably have it right on the next page too.
AJ Brown. AJ Brown. I said Brown. Brown. AJ Brown, right? So AJ Brown, Julio Jones, Derrick Henry running the ball. If they can get a little better defensively, this could be a surprise team.
Yeah.
I know we're not there yet, but to me, this team has the capability of being a contender.
This team's going to win the division.
They're going to win the division, but can they compete with some of those other good teams?
Oh, well.
Can they beat the Clevelands, the Kansas Cities, the Buffaloes? That's where I'm saying if they get better defensively, what is the one thing that they can do in the winter that a lot of teams need you to do is run the ball.
Run the ball, yeah.
Effectively. They're probably one of the best running teams in the league. They finished 3rd offensively last season.
Yeah.
And they added Julio Jones.
I think they have the best running back, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So what about the team that finished 2nd, the Indianapolis Colts? They went 11-5, 10th offensively.
I got a question for you.
Oh, go ahead.
Who was their quarterback last year?
Phillip Rivers.
Right. Who's their quarterback this year?
Carson Wentz. We're not there yet, bro. Can I get to
wait a minute. That's the point I'm making about Indianapolis. Carson Wentz, he's not Phillip Rivers. I'm sorry, he's not.
Can I read the numbers first? Can I read the numbers?
I don't care what the numbers are. The eyeballs tell me he's not Phillip Rivers.
Whenever you're ready, you let me know.
Go ahead.
All right, they finished 10th offensively. Yes, they made some changes. We know.
Yeah.
8th defensively, though, right? So 28 points a game, 28.2, 22.6 points against, plus 10 on the turnovers. Frank Wright, 4th year as the head coach. Marcus Braden, 4th year offensive coordinator. Matt Eberfloss, 4th year as defensive coordinator. They drafted Kaiwiti Pay, the defensive end from Michigan. I know I messed that name up. They added Carson Wentz. Go ahead, Ron.
So they're going to lose games 20 to 13. That's what they're going to do. They're going to lose a lot of games 20 to 13. They can shut teams down, but then they're not going to score.
Ron, before you finish, did you realize Cooling's phone just came back just in time when we started talking about the Colts? How convenient is that?
I know.
That's convenient.
I mean, if I knew he was there, if I would have known he was there again, if he would have came back earlier, we could have put him on the show because then I could have sent him the link and all that stuff. But he came too late. He came too late.
All right. So obviously losing Phillip Rivers hurts. The Nico Autry, they lost defensively. He was a free agent. Key injury too. T.Y. Hilton, who hasn't been healthy for them. Right? If you think of what Carson Wentz needs, he needs some players around him. Right? And he, again, coming back from an injury. I'm impressed with the fact of how quickly he came back, which is great. Can Frank Wright resurrect this kid's career? That's the question.
Well, it depends on how much he's going to be on the field. I mean, that's just basically that's facts.
So what was his problem in Philadelphia, right? Offensive line, they're much better in Indy, right? Didn't have enough playmakers around him. I think they're much better, Indianapolis, on that front as well. Coaching, better. Carson Wentz could be the answer there. Could they overtake Tennessee in the division?
I don't think they can. I don't think they can.
Not at all.
I think I'll take Vrabel any day of the week because, look, he was in that Patriots locker room. He knows what it takes. Okay, he knows how Bill coached. He knows how all these coaches that went through on the defensive side of the ball that he's dealt with, like Romeo and all that. Look, he knows how to win. So him having close to the same team as what Indianapolis has, even if it's close, that Vrabel factor brings it over the top.
I disagree with you.
I don't.
Vrabel's defense was 28th. They were four spots from the last spot. Indianapolis was 8th.
Yep.
Indianapolis is a very good defense. Everybody's sleeping on this defense. They're a top 10 defense.
If he gets any kind of defense, it's not even close. It's close now, and he doesn't have it. This is what I'm saying. He gets that team to win. That's what he instills. And so if it's close, if you give them the equal players, he destroys Indianapolis.
Kenny, this is a question for you. How many championships? Because this is Kenny. Please answer this. How many championships did Phillip Rivers win?
0.
Okay, so how's this an upgrade anyway?
It's not.
I think it's about the same. If Carson Wentz stays healthy with that talent, why not? Why you're telling me Carson Wentz can't put up Phillip Rivers' numbers?
No,
I'm not saying he cannot.
He can't. No.
I'm not saying he can't.
Can't put up Phillip Rivers' numbers. Are you lost your mind?
Bro, you got the Miami Dolphins winning the whole thing. I don't know what was going on. Whatever it was. What? You got Tua in the Hall of Fame, and you're going to I lost my mind.
You're talking about Carson Wentz here, yo.
Bro, you already got the Boston Canton with this jacket, and it says Tua on it. Who are you kidding? You can't talk about quarterbacks right now.
Phillip Rivers is way better than Carson Wentz.
He has the element of running the ball, RPO, something they couldn't do with Phillip Rivers, right? So you're talking about that aspect of it as well. right? Hines, their running back, very good. I don't know.
If they can run the ball, great. They're going to have a great season. But once he throws the ball,
you're sleeping on Wentz. Cooling, what do you think, man? Wentz enough to get them over the Tennessee Titans? I'll let you answer that as we move on to our next team. So when we want to talk about disasters, we're going to talk about the team that finished third in this division last year, and that was the Houston Texans, who went 4-12. They were 13th.
They were that good?
Yeah, 13th overall offensively, 30th defensively. Averaged 24 points a game, 29 points against, -9 in the turnovers. They are now being coached by David Culley. He's in his first year. Offensively, Tim Kelly, who's in his 8th year with the team, and Lovie Smith is their defensive coordinator, former Chicago Bears head coach.
So they could have put a scarecrow on the side of their field, and it would have been better than what they would have done.
Yeah, I'm not sure about David Kelly. Just some of the things I've heard, not impressed. I don't know if this is the right guy. I think he's just a stopgap till they can figure whatever's going on in this team.
Lovie Smith could be coached by the end of the year.
I don't. Would he want it? Would you want this nightmare right now?
No.
So Tyrod Taylor has been named their starting quarterback. We feel good about that.
I do. I love it.
So I would, if I'm Tyrod Taylor right now, any injury I have, do not put a needle near me because you're not puncturing another lung. Pretty much killed his career, right? Last season. They drafted Davis Mills, quarterback. I think maybe out of Stanford. I could be wrong on that. But
Stanford,
again,
right.
so
Yeah.
Let's ask this question. Does Deshaun Watson play this season for the Houston Texans?
No.
Peach, thanks for joining.
Nope, they don't. He
So
doesn't
you
play.
think they're going to sit him all 17 games inactive?
Absolutely.
So once Tyrod Taylor gets hurt, your next option is probably Davis Mills, who's a rookie, who's never played in the NFL, and who knows how that goes. At some point, I think they just turn to this guy and just say, you got to play him. No?
I don't know.
Right?
I don't know what's
I don't
going
see
through
where
their
they're going
heads. Look. Houston has been just inept the past 2 years.
He's going to play.
Inept.
Cohen thinks he's going to play.
I mean, if it comes down to injuries, yeah.
Right.
I mean, you have to.
Because why wouldn't you have just said, look, he's IR for the year? Like, you're leaving the door open. I know he said he won't play, but I think he needs to, too. He needs to, because he's still going to be looking for a team next season if all these legal problems go away. I'm not saying they will. And I'm not condoning what he did or didn't do. We're not going to discuss the legality.
And that's the real question, right?
But if he doesn't come back and he doesn't play, the team start to shy away from him.
Look, they have him still on the roster because of the fact, hey, what if these charges go away? You know, you can't just cut him and then find out, oh my God, it's all not true, it's all made up, blah, 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 and then you can play, right? So you have to account for the possibility of that. So you put him deep on the bench until you know. And once you know the facts and how things are going to turn, then is when you take the steps to.
I think we talked about this in the past, Ron, right? Like they're talking next season before they're actually, so 2022 before he actually even goes to court.
Right.
So
right.
He could be playing, you know what I mean, realistically, before any of this gets settled, because I don't think it gets settled till next off season.
And again, we discussed this, you know, if this was Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah, we talked
he's playing, right? He's playing.
Yes.
He's playing.
So let me ask you this, Kenny.
So why is he not playing before proven guilty? I'm just saying, throwing it out there,
all right,
wherever it sticks.
All right. I'm going to tell you right now why. 22 reasons why.
Yes. Oh, I know.
We discussed Ben, but Ben was one.
Mm-hmm.
This is 22 now. There's a lot.
I know.
Between the two. But Kenny, let me ask you this question. Do you feel this will be the worst team in the league this year?
Yes.
Ron?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I have to agree. I just think they're a train wreck. Yeah. Which moves to the fourth team in this division, which is the Jacksonville Jaguars, who finished 1-15 last year, 28th offensively, 31st defensively, averaged 19.1 points a game, Gave up 30.8 points a game. That's a good margin of right losses there. -8 in the turnover.
Could you imagine a team scoring on your team 40 points a game? Like, could you imagine that? When you start watching a game, you already know it's going to be 38 to something. Right?
Yeah, they already got it on the scoreboard before they even started. They just throw it up there. Right? Throw it up there.
It's 38. That's terrible.
All right. First year head coach Urban Meyer, offensive coordinator Darrell Bevell, and defensive coordinator Joe Cullen, all in their first year with the team. They added cornerback Shaquille Griffin, so not bad, some talent. Drafted, obviously, Trevor Lawrence, number 1 overall. Got some audio issues going there. You guys hear that?
I hear it.
All right. Can Urban Meyer's win in the NFL? That's the question I would ask you.
No. Look, I don't think they're going to give up 38.
30.8, Ron. So we'll give him
30.8. Oh,
yes.
Sorry.
I mean, let's
so
not.
Still, you know.
With Travis Ente Jr., their running back that they drafted as well in the first round, done for the year with a foot injury, right?
Yeah.
What they were going to use him for in the offense, I think that hurts him right off the bat. Do you believe in Trevor Lawrence? So we've talked about Zach Wilson, right, with the Jets and the improvement that Ron seems to think they're going to make, an extra, 6 wins. How many extra wins does Trevor Lawrence get this team?
2.
2 extra. So they go 3-14, right? Okay.
Yep. 3-14.
All right. All right. I'm going to go first on my prediction for the division here. I got the Tennessee Titans finishing first. Colts finishing second. The Jacksonville Jaguars finishing third. And the Houston Texans winning 2 games.
Wow, you have them that good?
I have them winning 2 games.
Wow.
2 games, finishing 4th.
See, now that should be like surprise team for you.
Surprise team because they get 2 wins versus none.
Because they got 2 wins.
You got them going 0-17.
No, I don't.
Okay. What do you got, Ron?
Okay, so I have Tennessee Titans going 11-6, winning the division.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I got Indianapolis going 8-9.
8-9.
Wow. Yes.
Cooling. I know you want to.
I'm sorry, Tez, but 8-9, and you said it yourself. There's too many injuries. Jacksonville, that whole 3-14 season coming to you. Yeah, you should be proud. 3 wins. Houston 1-16. Oh boy, it's going to be a long year for you. Long, cold winter. But they'll have some new coaching staff probably next year because it's going to be a disaster. Not good. This division sucks.
Kenny, what do you got?
I got the Tennessee Titans number 1, Jacksonville Jaguars number 2, Colts third, and Texans 4th.
You got the Colts third. You got them ahead of Jacksonville.
Oh my God, that's embarrassing.
Kenny, do me a favor real quick. Can you hold up the can that you had?
Tez, you can send the hate mail to Sports Unfolded.
The can you were drinking.
/
Is that Bud Light?
Kenny.
That's Bud Light. Kenny's looking up right now, doing Sports Unfolded NFL preview show, because that's the only thing that would make sense, Ron.
I think there's vodka in that thing, not beer. And you always claimed I was doing that.
Wow, that's more shocking than the 2 Miami Dolphins thing.
It is more shocking than that because
how many wins do you got, Jacksonville? Roughly, what would you say? How many wins do you think Jacksonville gets?
Jacksonville?
Roughly, yeah. So you got them 2nd in the division. 8. So Trevor Lawrence gets some 7 extra wins.
8. Yes.
Wow.
Yep. Urban Meyer's a good coach.
Wow. The pit boss is smoking something. That comes from Mickey.
They should have kept Tim Tebow. if they should have.
You could have made a Tim Tebow argument right now.
Oh my God!
If Tim Tebow was still on the team, I'd have gave him 10 wins.
Wow. Look, I'm sorry, people. Like, you know,
we apologize.
He paid us to be on the show.
Yeah. He said he had football knowledge. We believed him.
He said, hey, Tim knows the system. Tim knows urban system. So why not?
Yeah, the system. You got 0 players to do anything in that system. Tim Tebow couldn't block.
Make it up as you go.
Hey, look, Kenny, you could be right. Tim Tebow could end up on this team later when the Jacksonville team kills Lawrence because he's not getting any help. And he's going to be a target. They're going to tee off on him every single game.
Exactly.
And he's going to be out
by a live audience to just drop at this point. Tim
he is going to get put out for the season at some point in this season.
All right, so let me ask you this question. Why Indianapolis third, Kenny? Is it the Carson Wentz thing?
It's Carson Wentz.
So you think Wentz is worse than Trevor Lawrence?
Yes. Yeah. You see the way he got off that plane? His little floppy hair flowing in the wind. Reminds me of a young Tom Brady.
Tom Brady with the
hair flowing in the wind, getting off the jet. Yeah.
Wow. All right, let's move on to another division.
And you were worried, Eric, that I was going to compare Mac Jones to Tom Brady.
Yeah,
he's got Carson Wentz and Tua going to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, done. It's a done deal. He's got them both in the Hall of Fame already. He's probably sewing jackets right now for them both. All right, let's move on to the AFC West. So this is an interesting division as well, right? So we've got a few different teams here. The Kansas City Chiefs, who are the defending AFC champions, the Denver Broncos, the Los Angeles Chargers, and the Las Vegas Raiders. And so far, so good. I didn't mess those two up yet. It's coming. But let's start off with the team that finished first in the division. They went 14-2 last season. The number one offensive team in the league last season. Finished 16th defensively. They averaged 29 points a game, 22.6 points against, and a +6 turnover ratio. Coached by Andy Reid, who, believe it or not, has only been with the team 9 years. Seems like longer. I don't know, right?
Seems longer, yeah.
9 years, Eric Bieniemy, offensive coordinator, and Steve Spagnuolo, 3 years as a defensive coordinator. So you think about just from a coaching standpoint,
it's pretty good.
Very good. Very good
pretty
coaching
good.
standpoint.
Good, yeah.
They drafted Nick Bolton, the linebacker. Don't ask me where he's from or out of. If you guys know, more power to you. But they added Joe Thuney and Orlando Brown to that offensive line. If we think about what their struggles were in the Super Bowl.
Wait, did you say Michael Bolton?
Michael Bolton, yes. Yeah, he did a cover with Lonely Island while they were doing it. Yes. So they lost Kyle Long, who was another pickup, to the IR with a knee injury. They haven't officially ruled him out for the season, but that may hurt. They lost Sammy Watkins and Eric Fisher. Can this team be the top team again in the AFC? Will they be the most dominant team in the AFC?
Of course.
Yes.
There's no doubt about it. They got Patrick
Mahomes finishing first overall in the AFC.
Yeah. Yes. Patrick Mahomes. As long as they have Patrick Mahomes and he stays healthy, they're good to go.
Good to go. No doubts.
No doubts.
Ron?
Well, I mean, Kyle, losing Long is I actually didn't even know about losing Long on that line. I didn't know that.
He got hurt I think even before the game. Like, he got hurt.
Yeah, I just overlooked that completely. But it doesn't change anything for me. I think they still do exactly what I think they're going to do this year.
So let me ask you this one question. What could be their biggest hurdle or obstacle to could there be one piece? What could be that? Let me say it this way: their Achilles heel that might not do. Do you guys feel there's any weakness in this team?
Not at all.
I would say
not at all.
16 defensive.
I would just say that line. I'm
that?
sorry. I think that line. If you can get to Mahomes, I think you can disrupt his game.
So,
and I think it's a lot like Tom Brady. Like if he's comfortable back there, he's gonna light you up.
So, Ron, I think great point, right? I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the Super Bowl showed that, look, if you don't give him time to work some magic, right? So you got to admit, a lot of these teams have to be looking at that and saying,
you
look,
don't have to hit him. You don't have to hit him.
You just got to rattle him.
Have to
get him out of the pocket, right? Get him out of there.
Make a move. Make a move.
And he's dealt with some injuries, right? He got hurt in the playoffs last season. He had the toe during the Super Bowl. He got this off-season surgery. You never know. But I'm just saying,
he could be washed up right now.
They do seem like the favorites. He could be washed up. Ron's already. See, Kenny's got Tua and Trevor Lawrence in the Hall of Fame, and we've just basically killed Patrick Mahomes' career.
Yep,
we just killed his career.
Done.
Great job. So the team that finished second is one of my most interesting teams because I just feel like this team could go either up or a complete disaster, and this could be a dumpster fire. But that's the Las Vegas Raiders. They went 8-8 last season, 8th overall offensively, 25th defensively. Averaged 27.1 points a game, gave up 29.9, minus 11 on the turnover ratio. So you think about what hurt him. John Gruden in his 8th year with the team. I think this is his second stint, though. So this is like year 4 of the second stint. Greg Olson, 6th year as the offensive coordinator, and Gus Bradley in his first year as defensive coordinator, which they need help. They drafted Alex Leatherhead, which I think we said was all a stretch in the first round at tackle. Added Yannick Nagu. I probably said that wrong too. Defensive end. I know he came from Jacksonville. Very good player. Is this the last run for John Gruden? Does John Gruden have to win this season?
Okay, so I'm going to put it this way. I actually have him getting fired mid-season.
You've got 2 coaches getting fired mid-season now.
Yes, I do. All right. First of all, he's an idiot. Him and the owner both came out and said, oh, we're a playoff team this year. Okay. That's all fine and dandy, but there's 3 other teams in the division that have something to say about that, and 2 of them are pretty damn good. So, I mean, there are some good teams in this conference, and there's no way in hell they make the playoffs. And in fact, he will get fired, and we'll have to rebuild starting next year.
Kenny, you agree?
I agree. Don't get me wrong. He's a hell of a coach, but he doesn't have a team around him.
I don't even think he's that good of a coach anymore. I think
offensively,
it's passed him by. I think
offensively, he still has it. Like, to me, Derek Carr's a quality quarterback. He's not great. He's quality, though.
But he doesn't want him. Games. He doesn't want him. So
if you're going to give up 30 points a game, you're asking your team to do a lot offensively every week.
Right.
Does Gus Bradley and the change with Gus Bradley give them enough to hopefully help them defensively? Look, you cut that down by 7, right? A touchdown less. They're winning more games than they're losing.
Who did they add on defense besides the coordinator?
The defensive end there, Yannick Nagu.
Right. So that's one player. They'll cut it down a little bit, but it's not enough to make a difference. They needed to go big on defense this offseason, and they did nothing. Look, John Gruden, to me, that's his ego saying, oh, I built the perfect team. We just needed the defensive coordinator. That's what that is. He built a crappy team. This team is terrible. They've won games by default because there was a lot of teams that they played that weren't very good.
So you mentioned Mark Davis. So Mark Davis just he's building a $14 million mansion to overlook the stadium. I mean, this thing looks like stadium. Do you think, if this is year 4, that he's willing to all that money to Gruden, or does he just stick with it? That's a lot of money to give up. That's what, $60 million?
Yeah.
That he's just going to pay him?
Look, somebody's going to point out to him that Al would not want this team to be like this. And then he's going to wake up one day and he's like, oh boy, we are pretty bad. And he's going to fire Gruden.
I can't wait to see how it turns out prediction-wise. All right,
And
let's
then
look at
Kirk can go back and do the stupid TV things that he does.
Wow,
Those
come
stupid
on.
interviews with the quarterbacks that he loves so much. All these quarterbacks. He's a joke.
How do you truly feel about him? That's all I want to know.
He's a joke. He's a joke.
Yeah. Ooh.
So let's look at the team that finished third here. It was the Los Angeles Chargers. They went 7-9 last season, 9th offensively. If you think about the offense of these three teams, though, right? 1, 8, and 9. So you're talking about some offensive firepower in this division. They were 10th defensively, so pretty good defensively, top 10 team. 24 points for, 26.6 points against, +3 in the turnover ratio. They did make a change at head coach, though. So Brandon Staley, first-year head coach, came over from the Rams. Offensive coordinator Joe Lombardi and Ronaldo Hill, defensive coordinator, all in their first year. Rashawn Slater, a tackle guard they added on the offensive line in the draft. Picked up Corey Lindsey, center for the offensive line. So you talk about some quality up front, right, to help with what they want to do with Justin Herbert. But will the change at head coach hurt this team? Anthony Lynn got this team, and they did pretty well. If you think about what he did with a rookie quarterback last season, you're changing offensive coordinator, head coach, defensive coordinator, all after a year when this kid did really well and went 7-9. Does that hurt him a little bit?
Well, it's better than having 2 or 3 years under a coordinator than having to switch over. I mean, for all intents and purposes, you could say, well, he's kind of like a rookie 1A or 1B or whatever, like 1.5 seasons. I think that this team building up that line, I think that's huge. I think that's going to make a world of a difference, and I think this team is going to make the playoffs.
All right, Kenny, you can feel like the change hurts.
Yeah, I agree. No, change doesn't hurt at all. Change doesn't hurt at all. It's a new era. I like their new quarterback, Justin Herbert. Yeah,
Herbert.
He's Herbert. Thank you,
Herbert.
Yeah, he's pretty good. Herbert.
So I look at it this way, though. If you look at some of the top quarterbacks, right, in the league, and I know we're going to break that down shortly.
Yeah.
They usually have the same coordinator for a few years, right?
Mm-hmm.
The quarterbacks that seem to struggle. So if we look at all these teams that have quarterbacks that don't do very well, it's because every year we change their coordinator. I'm not saying that look, I'm not saying that the Chargers aren't a good team and can't be in contention. I just think that might hurt them a little bit if it doesn't gel early enough. So hopefully this change benefits him because I think this kid's a legit talent. I don't got him in the Hall of Fame like Kenny does with every other rookie quarterback or second-year quarterback in the league. But I truly think that, listen, they had a quality quarterback in Phillip Rivers for many years, right? The guy put up numbers. This kid's going to put up numbers. Wins could be a different story, but I think he's good enough to put up numbers. So we'll have to see how that works out for them. But let's talk about the final team in this division. And that's the Denver Broncos, who went 5-11, 23rd offensively, 21st defensively, averaged 20.2 points a game, 27.9 points against, -16 in the turnover ratio. So you wonder why they lost a bunch of games. Vic Fangio, 3rd year with the team. Pat Shurmur, 2nd year with the team. And Ed Donatel, 10 years with the team. I don't think it was all defensively. They added Patrick Surtain, the 2nd cornerback in the draft. Picked up Kyle Fuller, cornerback in free agency. Lost running back Phillip Lindsay, not a huge loss. But they did name Teddy Bridgewater as their starting quarterback. Is he the answer at quarterback?
No.
Well, it can't. It can't be worse than last year. I mean, he is an upgrade. He is an upgrade.
Insight for you. It can't be worse.
He's an upgrade.
Well, it's gonna be worse.
And the fact that they addressed some of the defensive problems.
Well, Von Miller comes back right after the injury, so that's big, right? We'll just see how healthy he is and if he's still the same player. I like Bridgewater.
Yeah.
He's average. He's okay. But there was a reason, too, why the Saints decided not to bring him back either, I would think.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know. So let me ask you this then. If we're going, Kenny, predictions in this division, where are you going?
Yeah, I'm going Chiefs first. Los Angeles Chargers second. I got Raiders third, Broncos last.
All right. I've got Kansas City Chiefs first. Agree, Kenny. Chargers second. Agree, Kenny. Raiders third. Agree, Kenny. And the Denver Broncos finishing out in last place in that division. Ron, go, because I could already see the steam. There we go.
Me too. Here we go.
All right. Kansas City 15-2. 15-2. Chargers.
Who's that 2 losses again?
Really?
Yeah, I'm just curious here.
One of them's the Chargers.
One's the Chargers.
Whoa.
Then you have Buffalo beating them. They had Buffalo beating them.
No, I think I don't remember who I had beating them, to be honest with you.
Buffalo. I'm pretty sure you had Buffalo beating them.
Oh, whoever it was, it doesn't matter.
They start off at Cleveland.
I will
Then
post
they got
all my
Baltimore.
schedule.
Then they got the Chargers. Look at the first 3 weeks there.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to find it. I'd have to find it.
Okay.
So, but anyway, the Chargers 11-6 in second place. Denver 7-10. So Bridgewater does make a little bit of a difference. And because karma always bites somebody in the ass, I have Las Vegas Raiders 5-12.
Wow, 5-12.
Wow.
So interesting. I like it. I like where you're headed. I don't know about Kansas City there in the first 3 weeks. That's going to be something to watch out for. But that's the AFC. So for all our live viewers out there, appreciate all the comments. Continue to chime in. We've just broken down the first 16 teams in the AFC. We're going to move on to our top 10 quarterback prediction. So I'll let each one of us go. So you're going to go 10-1, and then we can debate on some of the calls here. So Kenny, lead us off. Number 10 down.
Number 10 down. I got Tua at 10. Jared Goff.
All right, hold on. Time out. I gotta laugh for a minute. Let me just get my last thing. Okay, 2 at 10. I love where this is going. Number 9, right. Go.
Jared Goff.
All right.
8. Ben Roethlisberger.
Wait, who was that? Wait, who was 9?
Jared Goff at 9.
Oh boy.
Okay, go. I said top 10, not top 30.
Top 10, yeah.
Top 10?
Ben
Okay,
Roethlisberger,
right.
8. Matt Ryan, 7.
Matt Ryan, 7.
Damn.
Baker Mayfield, 6.
Baker. Okay.
Dak Prescott, 5. Ryan Tannehill. Oh, sorry. Russell Wilson is 4.
Okay.
Ryan Tannehill at 3.
Okay.
Tom Brady at 2. And Aaron Rodgers at 1.
And you don't have Patrick Mahomes in there at all?
No.
What? As a top 10 quarterback?
No.
Kenny.
I told you, vodka.
Kenny. Bro.
You know what? He might be 11. You know?
Patrick Mahomes is 11th best quarterback in the league right now.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Jared Goff's better than Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, yeah.
He did it with a straight face, Ron.
I know.
Yeah.
A straight face.
Yeah,
I know.
You want to go next, Ron, or you want me to go next?
I'll go next. I'll go
right,
next.
buddy.
So that way you can tote that you think you know it all.
No, I know it all. It's not that I
All right. Number 10, this season, I have Jackson.
Lamar Jackson. Okay.
Yep.
Got 10. Okay.
Number 9, I have Herbert. Yep.
Herbert, number 9. Okay.
Yep.
Definitely
Number
smoking
8.
something in a barbecue.
Number 8, I have Ben Roethlisberger.
Okay.
All right.
Number 7, I have Matt Stafford.
Like it.
Number 6, I have Murray.
Kyler Murray. Yep.
Yep. Number 5, I have Mayfield. Number 4, I have Tom Brady. Number 3, Aaron Rodgers. Number 2, Josh Allen.
Okay.
And number 1, Pat Mahomes.
Better
That
list.
is a really because it's going to directly relate to wins.
That I give you. Listen, much better. Kenny, do not. You don't have Patrick Mahomes.
How dare you disrespect Aaron Rodgers? How dare you disrespect Aaron Rodgers?
Patrick Mahomes.
I have Aaron Rodgers third.
Third.
Ron, this is a question for you that you can answer for Kenny. How many Super Bowls has Jared Goff gone to?
It's going to be 0 forever.
Okay, and Patrick Mahomes, did he go to a Super Bowl at all?
Yeah, I think he went to a couple.
I think he went to a couple. Did he win one? Might have won one.
What?
Yeah, I believe so.
Jared
It's a
Goff.
distant
His
memory.
offense-
It's a
Jared Goff.
distant
Defense
memory.
offense won it. His defense might have won it, but
Here we go. You want that
how
argument?
dare
All right,
you?
here's my top 10. At number 10, I got Kyler Murray. Number 9, Matthew Stafford. Number 8, Dak Prescott. Number 7, Ryan Tannehill. And number 6, Lamar Jackson. Number 5, Russell Wilson. At number 4, Tom Brady. Number 3, Josh Allen. Number 2, Aaron Rodgers. Number 1, Patrick Mahomes. So, Ron, pretty close.
I think you're correlating those quarterbacks to the way you feel the wins are going to fall out.
Yeah,
And I did the same thing.
So my question would be:
So no Tua.
You both had Baker Mayfield. I didn't, right? And I think I could probably move one of these guys in that top 10 with Baker. But then, Ron, would you put Jared Goff in yours?
No.
Who was number 10, Kenny?
What?
Who was number 10?
Tua.
Tua. Would you put Tua in your top 10, Ron?
No.
What?
So
Doesn't know about quarterback.
All right. Okay.
So you got to give us the reasons.
Wait.
So-
If you did not hear that I was going to put Miami at 6 and 11, I wouldn't have Tua in my top 20.
Kenny, you got to explain yourself a little bit, buddy. You got to give us something.
He is gonna have a great year. Okay, his team's gonna suck, but himself is gonna have a great year.
Okay.
Then that's not a great
Okay.
year. Then.
It's,
So you're basing it on quarterback play
thank you.
overall.
Thank you.
So you
Thank
think
you.
he's going to play
Yeah.
better than Patrick Mahomes? I'm still in
Yeah,
awe of the fact
I don't know
that you
about that. I don't know about that. I don't know
put him
about
ahead of
that.
Patrick Mahomes. You said.
I don't know about that. Okay, maybe I could have squeezed Patrick Mahomes between 7 and 6. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But the fact is, he's going to have a great year. Okay, so I got Ryan Tannehill at 3, Tom Brady at 2, and let me tell you, Ron. Okay, you know what Tom Brady and Ryan Tannehill have in common?
Tannehill, yes, go. He's drunk.
They both-
Did you hear that?
Hold on.
Tannehill. He's got a little bit of it.
Tannehill.
He's already slurring.
Tannehill.
He's already slurring.
Tannehill.
It makes
Okay.
sense.
Right? Tom Brady, Ryan Tannehill. You know what they have in common?
What do they have in common?
They both married supermodels.
Oh, that puts him ahead.
So yeah, you marry a
Patrick Mahomes,
supermodel.
did you see his girlfriend?
So apparently, Tom
She's-
married the better
She's
one.
no supermodel. She's no supermodel.
All right.
You know how
While
it
you're
goes.
talking, Ron,
You
I
win a
don't know.
super.
Share two things.
You marry a supermodel
I'm not doing
You're great.
it. I was going to put up Patrick Mahomes' girlfriend picture, but I'm not doing it.
in the NBA. In the NBA, if your father's terrible, you come to be great.
Oh my god, I can't.
That's his argument. So Jared Goff must have like a beyond supermodel life because you put him in the top 10.
I get him at 9.
Tua, they got to be. I mean,
10.
you're basing it on what their spouses look like.
No. I'm just saying. This year, Tua's going to have a great year. Tua's going to have a great year.
Ron,
You heard
I
it?
think we need to move on to the NFC because I don't know
Yeah.
what's going on here.
Yeah, I heard it here first. You heard it here first. Tua.
two in the Hall of Fame. We're moving on to the NFC East. And the four teams, the Dallas Cowboys, the Philadelphia Eagles, the Washington football team, and the New York Giants. So this division is probably one of the worst divisions in football.
In football history.
And one of the most interesting at the same time, because there's so many what ifs. So many what ifs. Let's start off with the team that won the division last season, and that was the Washington football team. They went 7-9. They were 30th offensively, so pretty stout offensively. Second defensively, so we kind of know why they won the division. It wasn't based on their offense. Averaged 20.9 points a game, gave up 20.6, a -4 turnover differential. They're coached by Ron Rivera in his second season, Scott Turner his second season, and Jack Del Rio in his second season. They added Jamon Davis at linebacker. So you think about what they have defensively, they've added to that. And picked up quarterback Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Woo!
With the best division in the division, can Fitzpatrick help them stay on top?
No.
Way too old. It's way
Kenny,
too old.
Kenny, I'm going to ask you one question. Was Fitzpatrick 11 on the list?
No, he was not. No,
you sure? Because I feel like he might have been in your
list.
You were debating between 10 and 11 with Fitzpatrick. You can be honest with us.
No,
we know.
No, he didn't make. He didn't make my cut. No.
He didn't make top 32.
Not even top 40. No.
Next year, 2022 NFL preview. We're doing top 32. We'll see if Fitzpatrick makes it. Ron, what do you got? What do you think?
No, this team is just look. I mean, with Fitzpatrick, he's going to lose you games in the fourth quarter. So that defense can be all great and everything, but when you constantly throw picks in the fourth quarter, that is going to put too much stress on this team, and it's going to cost them many, many games.
So do you feel like they're going to be worse than 7-9? Obviously, we got
definitely.
Okay. So what about the team that finished second, and that was the New York Giants? So they went 6-10. They were 31st offensively, 12th defensively. Averaged 17.5 points a game, gave up 22.3. Were flat with the turnover ratio. So Joe Judge going into his second year, Jason Garrett in his second year as offensive coordinator, and Patrick Graham, fourth year with the team, is their defensive coordinator. They added Kenny Golladay and Kyle Rudolph. They drafted Kadarius Toney, wide receiver from Florida. They lost running back Wayne Gallman Jr. So, again, you could call it. But with the return of Saquon Barkley, if Daniel Jones takes that next step, are they the team to beat in the NFC East?
Absolutely, and especially if their defense plays even if it plays the same. When you're adding 3 or 4 offensive pieces, your offense should score you more than 17 a game, especially with Barkley. If he has to stay healthy, though. He has to stay healthy. But, I mean, just him alone is the difference maker. And this team is not going to have a losing record next year. Or this season, rather.
So I'm going to say this. I don't know if a winning record. Because I still don't think they have enough. But I still think my faith right now is all in Daniel Jones. Because I truly think he's going to be better. I think Joe Judge, as much as I question that coaching move last season, has proven that he has that Belichick factor. Like, he can get more out of players that normally other teams couldn't, right? And he proved that. So if you can get Saquon Barkley to stay healthy, right, Ron, makes a difference.
Yes.
Daniel Jones takes that next lead. Mickey are 100% right. Offensive line's a mess, right? But again, what cures that is if you're able to run the ball a little bit and get teams to back up a little bit, right? You can't crowd the line. If you're able to, run the ball now, they've got to kind of crowd that line. Now that opens up those passing lanes for Daniel Jones. Golladay is a key to staying healthy.
Yeah.
They're going to need him, right? I don't know what Rudolph's going to bring because you talk about an aging tight end who's been around. Again, they are, to me, a surprise team because I truly think that they can be a surprise team.
Yeah. I agree. And again, you're talking about Galladay and you're talking about Barkley. They have to stay healthy because if one of those guys breaks down, then it doesn't matter. And like you said, that the offensive line is pretty porous. But if you can run the ball, again, then you don't have that pressure on the quarterback the whole time. And that will open things up. It'll relieve some pressure, and it'll make it look like the offensive line is actually better than what it is.
And you can't deny the fact that, again, Joe Judge did a great job with this team.
Yeah.
Last season. 6-10, granted, listen.
They were lucky to get there.
Right, but they got 6-10. They almost won the division, right?
Right.
As a mess as it was, you added some offensive pieces that could help.
Yep.
Can I say something? And I'm not gonna sound as crazy as Kenny, but I'm gonna say something. Jason Garrett's a good offensive coordinator.
Okay.
He's not a good head coach.
No.
He's proven it, but he's a very good offensive-minded offensive coordinator.
Yes.
He can get more out of this team because you've given him pieces now to do more.
Exactly.
Watch out for the Giants. Mickey, as much as you disagree with the offensive line, I'm going to tell you right now, the Giants are going to win this division.
Yep.
I'm changing my pick because my prediction was a little bit. I'm changing it. I'm going Giants winning this division.
Way to stick to your guns.
Let me tell you something. It's not their offense. Their offense is great. It's their defense. Can I give you a stat? Can I give you a stat real quick?
I love it. I love stats.
Stats? You give me a stat? Last year in the red zone, they gave up a touchdown 50.8%.
Wow.
50.8%. 50.8% at the time.
If you're giving up a touchdown, not a field goal, a touchdown.
Thank you. So they need defense. They need defense.
They finished 12th defensively, though. So we look at it, a little bit of an improvement.
A little bit, but they got to get better. It's New York.
All right, Alicia Keys.
That is something that could easily be adjusted this season is their red zone defense. They can adjust that, and I'm sure they're going to try to address that. They know they're the 12th best in the league last year. They know that, and they were weak when it came to their end zone defense, the red zone defense rather. So the point is, though, they didn't allow people to get to that red zone very often. And that is something that they're still gonna be able to do. And now if they can make an adjustment in the red zone, that could cut down those points even more. And you could see them, top 8, top 7 defensively.
So let me ask you this question, both of you. If I give you Galladay, Kyle Rudolph, Saquon Barkley, Daniel Jones, I'm not saying he's going to be great, a smidge better, smidge. Do they not get more than 17 points a game on average?
Yes.
Yeah.
That automatically propels them to me.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So
if you go back and you add, say, 7 points to their total,
right? All of a sudden now they're winning more games than they're losing. And the next two teams we're gonna talk about are in the same division. So if you think about just the similarities with all these teams and what ifs, right? So we just said Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley stays healthy, Galladay stays healthy. But let's talk about the third place team, the Dallas Cowboys, who finished 6-10, 14th offensively, 23rd defensively. And if you think about 14th offensively after losing Dak Prescott, that's pretty impressive because that team really was a mess at quarterback. Averaged 24.7 points a game, points against 29.6, -3 in the turnover difference. Mike McCarthy, second year with the team. Kellen Moore, fourth year with the team. I think this is his second year as offensive coordinator. And Dan Quinn replaced, and he's now the defensive coordinator in his first year. He came from Atlanta, was the Atlanta head coach. No great ads significantly. They didn't really pick up anybody free agency. They drafted Micah Parson, who I really liked linebacker-wise. I think this kid's going to be very good for them. They lost Sean Lee and Alden Smith for way other reasons than we want to even discuss. But let me ask you this, gentlemen. Dak Prescott returning, does that give them a boost? Or is it all on the legs of Zeke Elliott and what he can do this season.
See, again, we keep talking about injuries, and unfortunately, has Elliott played a full season? Has he played a full season?
Elliott has, yes.
No,
yes.
Has
Zeke Elliott? I believe he has played a full season.
No. Nope.
In his career, he has not played a full season?
No.
I question that one, but okay.
No.
Look,
While you guys are talking, I'm going to look this up.
I don't see him staying healthy. I don't see Prescott staying healthy. I just think this team again is just a train wreck waiting to happen. And you're gonna have, if anything goes wrong, you're gonna have Jerry Jones chirping in McCarthy's ear, and McCarthy's gonna want to leave. If he doesn't already. Because it's like, damn well who's drafting these players.
So 2016, he played in 15 games. 17, 10, 15, and 18. 16, he played all 16 games in 19.
Okay, so he has been pretty healthy.
And he played on 15 games last season.
Yeah, so he's been pretty healthy.
I think he had 1 year where he 10 games. So overall, decent.
I just question so much on this team.
But that's what I'm saying. Ron, right? You're right. But every single team in this division is what if.
Yep.
I know.
That's why this is such a hard
division. That's what
division.
rename the division. Yeah. The what if division.
What if East?
What if East?
So can the defense improve enough to get this team to where they need to be?
No.
Probably not, right? So again, now you're asking Dak to do more, right? You need Zeke to do more.
This is just it. If you're going to give up 30 points a game, there's only so many times you're going to score 30. I mean, think about that.
So, can we admit this, though? There's 3 teams that could finish first in this division. Very easily.
Yes.
Right? Yes. That's why I said it makes it difficult because there's so many what ifs. If Dallas stays healthy, if the Giants stay healthy, if Ryan Fitzpatrick stays, is a better quarterback.
If he stays himself, then they do terrible.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. What if? Right? So the only team that's a sure lock that we feel probably isn't going to be good, and you could still what if, is the Philadelphia Eagles, who finished 4th in the division.
Well, Kenny says Goff is going to have a great year.
Goff's not on their team, but if he was,
I was thinking Detroit. Never mind. I was thinking Detroit. Yeah. Sorry, this is Hurts, which it's still going to hurt.
Yeah, exactly.
They went 4-11 and won last season. They were 24th offensively, 19th defensively. They gave up. They scored 20.9 points a game. Gave up 26.1. Was a -10 in the turnover ratio. Nick Sirianni, offensive coordinator from the Colts, is now their head coach. Shane Steichen, first-year offensive coordinator, and Jonathan Gannon is their first-year defensive coordinator.
So
did add Joe Flacco, Kenny. Good call.
Mm-hmm.
Gardner Minshew. Added Gardner. And they drafted Devontae Smith, wide receiver from Alabama. So obviously the loss of Carson Wentz, and they lost tackle Jason Peters. Can Jalen Hurts be enough for this team to at least stay in contention in this division?
The question should be, when does Minshew come in? So does that mean that Hurts gets hurt?
Oh,
and
come
then
on.
Flacco gets hurt, and then Minshew goes in?
You knew he
or
was
is Minshew going to be second?
Minshew's probably second, I would think. Flacco, I think. Yeah. Flacco sucked.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
They picked up Minshew just because.
I'm just saying.
Wait, he is a Super Bowl champion.
I think you're going to see all 3 of these.
Where's he ranked on your list, Kenny? Is he in your top 10 too?
Yeah, Joe Flacco. In my top 10. Joe Flacco. And in my top 10.
So, do we feel like this is the one team we don't have to say what if?
Yeah.
No, we don't have to say what if.
Right? So, we think they're the bottom barrel.
Yeah.
So, Ron, you're going to lead us off, but in this division, you got 3 what ifs. sidebar, Yanks done. Cole injured. Oh, my. Mick, breaking news right now. Garrett Cole hurt. I can't.
Oh,
you know what?
That's
We're
just
stopping the show.
terrible.
That's it. Show's over.
That's
Show's
just
over. I'm out.
terrible.
I'm out.
Yeah.
There goes the baseball preview show.
Yep, done. Playoff preview show, done.
Yep.
Not even calling it.
Done.
All right, so Ron, lead us off, my friend. How's this division finishing?
Well, as ugly as ever. But I have the Giants winning it at 10-7.
10-7.
10-7.
What?
Yep.
Oh boy.
10-7. That defense.
Okay.
And the additions. Yep.
I like it.
Dallas, I have second, 9-8.
Dallas at second. Wow.
9-8. Washington, 5-12.
Wow.
I have
With that defense.
I have absolute zero faith in Fitzpatrick. He's going to give up. He's going to give away 4 wins this season. Give it away. Watch. Mark my words. 4 wins.
Okay.
They're going to lead in the fourth quarter, and they're going to give it away. And Philadelphia rounding it out with a 2-15 record.
2-15. Better than Houston? What was Houston's record?
We haven't gotten there yet, have we? Oh yeah, Houston was Houston was 2-15. Let me look.
Right. So they're fighting it out for that.
Yeah, 1-16. 1-16 for Houston.
So they're fighting out. So Houston getting the number 1 draft pick.
Maybe. We
Unless
haven't
somebody goes
finished
winless.
yet.
Unless somebody goes winless. Kenny.
Yeah.
How's you got this division finishing?
Yeah, this division is just messed up. It's like if.
Uh-huh.
I got Dallas at 1.
Wow.
I don't know where else to go. I believe in their offense. I just don't believe in their defense. Maybe they get something, and McCarthy knows something that we don't know, but I got them number 1. Number 2, Washington. They'll get a couple of wins in there. They'll get better. I got New York at 3rd. I like their offense. And number 4, the Eagles.
All right. So I've literally changed my pick 75 times when I'm doing this. And I've talked myself back into the New York Giants winning the division. Because originally, as I wrote it down, I had Washington finishing first. But Ron has convinced me that Fitzpatrick is probably going to lose a couple games for them that they should win. And I think the Giants have a little more with what they've added. And if they stay healthy. So I've got the Giants first, the Washington football team second, the Cowboys third, and the Eagles finishing 4th. But again, I think this division finishes all within 1 win. Except for the Eagles. I could see each one of these teams going like 8-9, 9-8,
Yep.
7-10s, like all the same. Because I don't think any of them are really that separated. So it'll be interesting. But Sean Mick will want, 2 out of 3 of us picked the New York Giants to win this division. So let's move on here to the NFC North. And the 4 teams that we're going to discuss are the Minnesota Vikings, the Chicago Bears, the Green Bay Packers, and the Detroit Lions, who have a top 10 quarterback. So let's look at the team that finished first in the division, and that would be the Green Bay Packers, who went 13-3 last season, 5th offensively, 9th defensively, averaged 31.8 points a game, gave up 23.1 points a game, +7 in the turnover ratio. Matt LaFleur, his 3rd year head coach. Nathaniel Hackett, 3rd year offensive coordinator, and Joe Barry, 1st year as defensive coordinator. Key add, Randall Cobb. They picked up Eric Stokes, cornerback for the defense. They lost center Corey Lindsey, which we discussed earlier. They went to San Diego and helped bolster their line. They do have a key injury, and that was David Bakari, their offensive tackle. He's got a knee injury. He's probably out the first 6 weeks is what they're saying. Question would be is, gentlemen, the strained relationship between Aaron Rodgers, does that hurt the productivity on the field?
I don't think so. I think Aaron Rodgers is just going to go out there and sling it all over the place again. and put up the numbers again and lead this team to a division again. And that's as far as it goes.
So they got Jones and Jones, right? So you think about the combination wide receiver, running back,
Yep.
and what they're able to do. Aaron Rodgers, I think we both, Ron, I think you're second or third overall. I had him second or third. Kenny, I don't know if he had him in the top 10 anymore. I forget Kenny's list.
I had him number one.
Oh, you had Aaron Rodgers number one, right? So you think about it. So one thing he probably made sense, that would make a little sense, right? So if you got the top-rated quarterback with Aaron Rodgers, he doesn't have to do much. It's the same offense.
No. Yeah.
He can just be Aaron Rodgers.
Same offense, same defense.
Right? So the only thing I would ask you is this. Listen, we all got a feeling that he's probably done after this season in Green Bay.
Yeah.
Does he play a little more cautious because he doesn't want to get hurt and risk anything like that? Could that hurt him?
No, I don't think he's going to play more cautious. I think he's going to want to have a great year, and he's going to like focus more. I don't think it's going to slow him down at all because he knows what his situation is. Nobody else knows his situation. We can all speculate and say, oh, it'll be his last year, or no, he'll finish his career in Green Bay. Nobody will really know except for Aaron Rodgers. Okay, so if he's going to come out and he's going to, do more than what is expected, you know what he's playing for. A bigger contract somewhere else. And I'll tell you, when you get a quarterback that's talented and is that motivated, you see what happens with Tom Brady. When he's motivated, it's good when he's motivated. So, and I expect that kind of a season with Aaron Rodgers. I expect that kind of a season.
All right. What about the team that finished second? So we talk about what ifs. Chicago Bears finished 8-8, 26 offensively, 11 defensively, 23.3 points a game, 23.1 points a game against, -4 in the turnover ratio. I expected Ron to start arguing because, again, they changed quarterbacks. These stats don't matter, blah, 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 but you didn't do it this time. Head coach Matt Nagy, 4th year with the team. Bill Lazar, 2nd year with the team, and Sean Desani, 9th year with the team as a defensive coordinator. Key adds, Andy Dalton will be their starting quarterback. Drafted Justin Fields, obviously, I think at the 11th pick. They lost cornerback Kyle Fuller. Question would be is this: how long do they stick with Andy Dalton?
Somewhere in the mid-season. Because I have them starting out pretty badly. And then there's only going to be so much that the head coach is going to be able to take.
So they got Danny Trevathan, their linebacker. He's out on IR with a knee injury.
Yep.
Tariq Cohen, their running back, out with a knee injury.
Yep.
So some key injuries already.
Yeah.
Matt Nagy on the hot seat. I think all of us can agree he's probably one of the hottest seats in the NFL right now. If he makes a mistake with this Dalton thing and they start off poorly,
they're going to.
So let me say this, Ron. You talked about Gruden, mid-year.
Yeah.
I think Nagy's more of likely mid-year. If
it could happen.
Right? I don't know where you got him, but if they start off, let's say 2-6, fans are going to be killing him, not for putting Fields in if he hasn't at that point. And then they're going to basically say, look, let's just make a change now. So where do you got him, Ron, in the first half of the season?
I mean, I'd have to really look, and with my chicken scratch, it's hard to find.
Scratch, my friend. Let's do this. Let me see if I can pull them up real quick and what their schedule is.
Whew.
And then
for the last 2 seasons, they have had the worst schedule in the NFL.
Really?
Yeah.
So
the toughest.
So you think
toughest?
Toughest. I got you. I understand. Yeah. So let's see.
I have them starting out 3-4.
3-4. I mean, did you factor in Jared Goff as a top 10 quarterback?
Oh no, I didn't. So.
Right. So they start off. So they kick off at the Rams week 1.
Yeah, with a loss.
We feel a loss there.
Yep.
What about against the Bengals?
I have them with a win.
You got Dalton winning it. Against his former team. I like it.
Yep.
I like that set.
Ginger comes back to beat the Red.
What about what is the Red Robin? No, the Red Rooster. What is he?
Yeah, something like
Red Rooster? Red Robin? I don't know what he is.
Red Robin.
Red Robin.
What about at Cleveland? At Cleveland.
A loss.
That's a loss. Kenny, they're playing at home, Detroit. Jared Goff goes off for like 600 yards.
Yeah. Chicago wins that one.
Chicago wins that one. Are you kidding?
At Las Vegas. At Vegas.
Loss.
We're at Vegas. I have them losing that one.
Green Bay at home.
Lose.
I have Chicago winning that one.
Wow.
And that is where I have Justin Fields coming in.
All right. I don't know about that because listen to this stretch, gentlemen. Next one. So we got Green Bay. We did Green Bay, right?
Yeah.
So then they go at Tampa. Then they got San Francisco at home. Then they're at Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
Then they're at home, but they got to buy at home Baltimore.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then their first game that
it's going to be a flip-flop season.
At Detroit.
Yeah.
That's 4 straight losses, probably. Do you put Fields in during that? You put Fields in during those four teams.
They may.
Yeah.
They may.
I would.
Wow.
It's a tougher schedule.
Yeah, that is crazy.
It is a tough schedule.
Then they go Arizona, Green Bay, Minnesota, Seattle.
Yeah.
In Minnesota, dude.
They have
They might not win.
brutal schedule.
I might have to switch my pick. Oh, boy. All right, let's talk about the team that finished third in that division. That's the Minnesota Vikings. They went 7-9. They were fourth offensively, which I found fascinating. Didn't see that. Kirk Cousins, none of us put him in our top 10. We'll go with Dalvin Cook was the reason for that. That was Dalvin Cook.
I actually had him at number 11. To be honest.
Look at you. Right behind Fitzmagic.
Yeah.
Detroit, that defensively, they were 27th. So they scored 26.9 points a game, gave up 29.7, -1 in the turnover ratio. Mike Zimmer in his 8th year as a head coach. Clint Kubiak is their offensive coordinator, has been there for 5 years. And then Andre Patterson in his 10th season.
So before you go any further, they finished 27th in defense, correct?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
That has to be their worst in at least a decade.
Yeah. I would think so. And you think about it, they added Dalvin Tomlinson, defensive tackle, but they lost Kyle Rudolph, Anthony Harris, their safety, and Eric Wilson, their linebacker, who I think was their leading tackle last season at linebacker. So they lost more than they gained on defense. This team, to me, is in one of those areas where, look, they're either gonna get better or they're gonna start to fall quick.
Yeah.
And I think it's the latter. I really think that the Minnesota Vikings, they had their run, and I think they're done.
I will say this: didn't they have a bunch of players opt out last year?
No, New England had the most opt outs.
Oh, I know they had the most opt outs.
And I don't think Minnesota.
But I thought they had a few. I thought they had a few.
Not as many. It doesn't sound. You could be right, Ron. But I don't know if that. Again, does that make
the defense just didn't make any sense how they were just awful last year, but then the year before they were like top. I thought they were like top 5 easily. The year before, and like many years before that too. So, it just seemed weird how they dropped off the map on defense.
I think it's coaching. I don't know how good Mike Zimmer is.
Yeah, I don't know. That's the thing that was confusing me when I'm looking at these numbers, and it's like I'm looking at them and I'm thinking, wait, aren't they better on defense than this? And last season, no.
They used to be.
But I think I know part of the reason. When Cousins arrived, their offense was a little more potent, but it also went off the field faster. So there were a lot of 3 and outs, and then that gets the defense tired more. So you can still put up points, but you can still have a lot of those 3 and outs. And if you're not sustaining some offense throughout the whole game, that defense takes a hit. And I think that's where they have to control the ball better. I bet you if you look at the ball control numbers, I bet you it was a little lopsided.
So again, I think they got some talent on offense with Dalvin Cook. He's top 5, if not one of the top 3 in the league, the running back. So they need to utilize him.
Yeah.
But my question would be this, Kenny.
Yeah.
Can Kirk Cousins do enough to get this team to the playoffs?
No.
So
absolutely not.
So we feel like, look, at the end of the day, if Kirk Cousins is their starting quarterback, it's hurting this team more than helping this team, correct?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. So let's look at the last place team. Kenny, you got to lead us off on this. So the Detroit Lions went 5-11 last season. 20th offensively, which obviously they're going to be much better because they've gained a top 10 quarterback. 32nd defensively.
I can't.
They averaged 23.6 points a game. They gave up 32.4, which I believe was worse than the NFL. -9 on the turnovers. Head coach, first year, Dan Campbell. Anthony Lynn, former Chargers head coach, is now their offensive coordinator, and Aaron Glenn is their first-year defensive coach. They've added quarterback Jared Goff. They've drafted Penei Sewell.
They drafted some pasta?
Right? Penei. But they did lose Matthew Stafford, Marvin Jones Jr., Kenny Galladay. I will ask this question of Ron first, because I can't ask Kenny.
Okay.
I don't know. Are they the new Cleveland Browns? The Detroit.
Oh my God, this team is horrible. This team is horrible. They'll be lucky if they get 2 wins.
So Kenny, go ahead. Go ahead. I know you want to argue this.
My camera is going a little crazy here. I think I'm being attacked by a ghost.
See. It's them Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions.
Wow, what the heck was that?
Detroit heard you. Detroit heard you.
So Kenny, so go ahead.
Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've liked Jared Goff since the Rams. Okay. All right.
Okay.
He has a good arm. He makes good decisions. You know what I'm saying? He can scramble out of pocket, not down the field, but to the sideline, scramble out of pocket, probably get that first down. You know what I'm saying? Try to go around that corner, get out of bounds. But I don't know about the head coach, offensive coordinator. They're too new. I don't know if he's going to fit in their system, but I know he is a good quarterback.
I like Anthony Lynn. I thought he did a great job with San Diego. See, I knew I would mess up. Los Angeles Chargers, right? I don't think he was. I don't think he. I think he got a raw deal on that. I would have kept him as head coach. That's just me, in my opinion. Again, we don't know what goes on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Dan Campbell, I do not. If this guy was my head coach as the New England Patriots, and I've been a diehard Patriot for a long time, I would not be a Patriot fan anymore. I just don't like him.
So,
neither.
How many wins did this team have last year?
5 wins.
Okay. So, basically, they traded Stafford, who is a better quarterback than Goff.
Did you have Stafford ahead of Goff, Kenny?
I didn't have Stafford on my list.
So there you go. So Goff's a better quarterback.
So, but in theory, no.
I'm trying so hard not to laugh every time.
But the point I'm making, you're taking away the quarterback that is better. You're also taking away other pieces that are not there anymore. So they've taken away so many parts of the team. So it's virtually impossible to get back to that 5-win mark. Like this team is.
They lost a lot offensively. Yeah, they lost a lot offensively. They lost both wide receivers.
Right.
That's going to hurt, right?
Right.
And then listen, Kenny, Jared Goff got to the Super Bowl. Had nothing to do with Jared Goff.
That defense.
It was that defense. And then honestly, listen, as a Patriot fan, them not playing Todd Gurley at all, for whatever reason, helped us.
Yeah, because Gurley would have ran all over us.
They win that game, right? I mean, we didn't.
Yeah, right. You're right.
It's the same thing in Seattle, when they didn't run beast mode. All you had to do was just run beast mode. They scored a touchdown.
But that's what I'm saying. So I don't know if Jared Goff, to me, has got less talent now, doesn't have a defense. They were 32nd. They were the worst defense in the league. I'm not saying he's a horrible quarterback. I think he's average. He's in that mix of just okay quarterbacks. You put him on a very good team. You put him on a very good team, Kenny. I agree with you. He probably does enough to at least get them wins.
This team,
not
a good team.
This team, yeah, no.
No way.
No.
He's going to struggle.
Good quarterback.
Have a bad,
Good quarterback. Terrible team.
All right. So, Kenny, lead us off. How's this division going? He's got Detroit in first. Ron, kick him right off the game. Kick him out. Just kick him.
I have Green Bay at number one.
All right.
Okay. All right. This is sticky. You know, I got the Lions second. Vikings third.
God, no.
The Bears at
no.
fourth.
No.
The Bears at four? The Bears at
four.
And
Kenny.
Four.
All right.
You've seen their schedule. You've seen their schedule. The Bears are at four.
All right. First 3 games: Detroit, San Francisco, at Green Bay, and at in Baltimore. You got to win in any of those games.
Who? Lions?
Detroit. Don't, Kenny.
Oh no.
Okay.
I don't know. Like I said, but it's a toss up. But it really is a toss up. Because you got the Vikings, they're no good. The Bears, tough schedule.
All right.
So it's kind of a toss up.
All right. So I'm going to go. I had Green Bay first. I think that a class of the division, nobody's done enough to get past them.
Right.
This, to me, was a toss-up between Chicago and Minnesota, and I put Chicago ahead of them. I just think that they're playing for more than Minnesota at this point. I think Minnesota's just accepted the fact that they're okay. Chicago needs to win. If they want to save Nagy's job and Justin Fields gets in early enough, I agree with Ron. I think that kid's going to make some plays to actually help them win. So I think Chicago goes ahead of them. At 4, I got the Lions, and if they get more wins than Jacksonville or Houston or any of those other teams, I'd be pretty surprised. I don't see them winning more than 3-4 games. I really don't. I think that team's a complete mess right now. Cleveland Browns of 2020. It's right there. Detroit Lions.
Wow.
I don't know if the Cleveland Browns were ever this bad. Seriously.
Wow.
I don't think they were ever this bad.
Wow.
I mean, this team is inept. So I have Green Bay first place, 11-6, going to the playoffs again.
Wow, 6 losses. Wow.
Yep. Minnesota, I have second, 10-7. I think if they can ball control more, I think that would help their defense. I think their defense is better than what it's showing, and I think if they can develop a better mix of offense, like Dalvin Cook should not be going to waste, because that's what I felt like he was last year. I think he went to waste, and I think they threw the ball too much. It should be, hey, give the ball to Cook and let him do his thing. Third, I have Chicago going 8-9. Like I said, it's a flip-flop season all season long. Dilfer just never gets the team going, and Justin Fields will come in. And again, they have a tough schedule at the second half, and for him to go even that for the rest of the season, that's a good thing for Justin Fields. So it'll be get through this year, and next year we have Fields, and you hope that Nagy doesn't lose his job over starting
Dalton.
Dalton. And we'll say Dilfer. And then, of course, Detroit going 2-15.
2-15. Yeah, it sounds more like it.
2-15.
Ron, did you factor in the top 10 quarterback?
Yes, I even factored that in.
All right. I didn't know if that changed anything.
Yeah, no.
List.
No, that did not change anything.
When they win 4 games, I'm coming to see
4.
you.
4?
All right, let's move on to the NFC South. And we've got the Carolina Panthers, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Atlanta Falcons, and the New Orleans Saints. And obviously, we have the defending Super Bowl champions in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But we're going to start off with the team that won the division last season, and that was the New Orleans Saints, who went 12-4. 12th offensively, which was surprising to me, but 4th defensively. Averaged 30.1 points a game, 21.1 against, +9 in the turnover ratio.
Yep.
Sean Payton obviously been there for quite some time now, 15 years with the team. Pete Carmichael's their offensive coordinator. He's been with the team 16 years. And Dennis Allen, 12 years with the team. So you talk about continuity and just being around that organization for quite some time. All these coaches were. Didn't really have any big ads. They picked up Peyton Turner, defensive end, in the draft. Obviously, the loss of Drew Brees, their soon-to-be Hall of Fame quarterback. And then they have a key injury right now with Michael Thomas, right, in his ankle, and he's out at least the first 6 weeks, if not longer.
Ooh.
So the questions would be the loss of Michael Thomas for a few weeks, the loss of Drew Brees. Can they survive that and actually win this division?
I think totally no. Totally no. I'm not sold on any quarterback in their stable right now. I'm not sold on,
Winston's a 30-30 guy. It's a 30-30 guy. 30 touchdowns, 30 picks.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's the point I'm making. This is just accident. And where did that get him? They're 30-30. Where did it get him?
7-9 got him Tom Brady.
7-9. 7-9.
The Bucks stamp up Tom Brady. That's what it did.
Exactly. Get him Tom Brady. Get him a Super Bowl.
Yeah, exactly. See,
Yeah.
he built that team.
His
Winston
7-9
built that
record
team.
got him
Remember
a
that.
Super Bowl.
So now we're just reverting it. He turned it over to a Hall of Fame quarterback, got him, and they won the Super Bowl. Jameis Winston lost. The Hall of Fame quarterback leaves. He wins the Super Bowl.
Okay, so this is hot off the presses. He'll even do it better. He'll do it better. He's going to go 5-12, and then he's going to bring Aaron Rodgers to New Orleans and win a Super Bowl.
5-12. 4th ranked defense. Kenny, chime in here. What do you got?
There is no way.
There it is. He keeps throwing picks. It's not going to matter. That fourth rated defense is going to be like 24th.
There's no way the Saints even make the playoffs.
No.
Don't even make the playoffs.
They don't even make the playoffs.
Okay.
No.
Not with 5 wins, they don't.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's talk about the team that finished second, and that would be the world champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who went 11-5. They were 7th offensively, 6th defensively, 30.8 points a game, 22.2 against, +8 in the turnovers. Coach Bruce Arians, 3rd year with the team. Brian Leftwich, 3rd year with the team.
Coach Tom Brady, 1 year with the team.
Tom Brady, GM, coach, offensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
They added running back Giovanni Bernard. So if you think about just what he did with Cincinnati, he's a good guy out of the backfield.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good.
Picked up Joe Tryon, linebacker, in the draft. Lost LaShawn McCoy, who really wasn't a contributor to that team at all.
Nope.
So my question would be here: will this team have a hiccup and not be able to make it back to the Super Bowl?
Yes. Because we know how hard it is to repeat. And Tom Brady was the last one to do it, correct?
He was. 03-04, baby.
If it is going to happen, it would happen with Tom Brady. But I don't think it's going to happen this year. But they're going to be really close. And I expect this team to dominate all year. The problem is now you're going to have some of these players that are getting older play more games to get there. Picking up Bernard was great because it's an upgrade from, what they had.
Yeah.
They got a linebacker. Great. You got a young linebacker in there with this great defense, and he's going to learn. And this team could stay good for a long time as long as Tom Brady wants to play there. So it's a good team. It's a solid
Kenny,
team.
I know you want to say the Max Kellerman cliff is here. I know you want to say it. Go ahead. Is this the cliff? The cliff finally, Tom Brady falls off the cliff.
No.
Wow. So you still got him.
No.
Still got TB.
He's Tom Brady.
It's got to fall off a cliff at some point. It's got to happen.
You would think, but it's not going to be this year.
So
if
let me ask you.
If you're sleeping in hyper chambers, you know what I'm saying? If you sleep in a little box, I'm saying, if you're eating avocado ice cream every night.
Married to a supermodel. Yeah.
Exactly. Thank you. Married to a supermodel.
Automatically put in the top 5 quarterbacks of all.
Exactly.
I got you.
Exactly.
I know how you think, so I got you.
Why would you don't fix anything that's not broken. They're still gonna make it to the Super Bowl. They might not even lose. Okay. All right.
You're calling the undefeated season.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let me ask you this question, gentlemen.
According, if you look at their schedule, it's a walk cake. Piece of cake.
Okay. So let me ask you this. How many times in an NFL season has a team gone injury-free? Let's just say. Let's throw a number out there. Would you say it's 100%, to 10, 30%, 40%? Just give me a number. Right? So injuries are going to play a key to this.
Yeah.
Right? So you gotta question Grunk.
Yep.
Predominantly gets hurt. Mike Evans got hurt last season, right? Antonio Brown's been hurt. So if you start to lose some of these key guys, could it happen? I'm not saying, listen, on paper, most dominant team by far, it looks like it. But I also could see something happening where, listen, the only one guy that's completely motivated every year, no matter what, is Tom Brady.
Tom Brady.
Antonio Brown is Antonio Brown. Grunk's Grunk. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Mike Evans never won it before. Like, what does he get? Chris Godwin never won it before. Like, whatever. These guys, like, oh, we'll go back again. It's no big deal, right? And how many teams, Ron, like you said, have repeated? It hasn't happened since 03, 04. These guys could have a hiccup. Just, again, their division stinks. The Saints losing Breeze helps them immensely. So they're going to
actually hurt them by
that's easy
a bad
win.
division.
Yeah, right. Because they're not playing tough teams now. They got 6 cakewalks. To Kenny's point.
Yeah, I have them winning every single one of those games.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about the third place team then, because that would be the Carolina Panthers, who went 5-11. They were 21st offensively, 18th defensively, averaged 21.9 points a game, gave up 25.1 points a game. +1 in the turnover ratio. Matt Rule, second-year head coach. Joe Brady, second-year offensive coordinator. And Phil Snow, second-year coordinator. Key ad here, Sam Darnold. They picked up J.C. Horn, cornerback, former Joe Horn's son. They lost Curtis Samuel, though, wide receiver, and Mike Davis, their running back, who is actually, I think, second on the team in yards. Christian McCaffrey returning, though, is that enough to at least get him more than 5 wins this season?
No, I think this team's a mess. Look, you're gonna have Sam Darnold, who right now, I mean, he could be just destroyed.
Ron,
being in a Jets uniform.
Stop though. Stop. Who's he dating? Because I'm not quite sure, but if there's supermodel ratio, we've got to legitimately put them as he's got to be a contender.
No.
Did he get a new girlfriend in Carolina?
No.
Okay. All right. I just want to make sure. All right. Continue, Ron. I'm sorry.
I just think Sam Darnold isn't the answer. Losing players for a team like this is never good. They have nothing. What do they have? What do they have? So they picked up a cornerback, but they lose one. So it's like it's a status quo.
So listen, Christian McCaffrey is a stud.
Yeah.
But the workload they're going to put on this guy to continue to try to help this team win is going to get him hurt again.
He can't block for himself. He can't pass the ball to himself. And he can't catch the ball, from somebody that is incapable of throwing a ball.
So I heard, and this is just I'm breaking news right now. He called Bill Murray, and he got the Ghostbusters to come in. He's not going to see ghosts this year. They get 2 more wins than they did last year.
No, I have them going backwards.
2 more wins. Come on, Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray. They're going out. They got their packs on, their suits. They're catching some ghosts for them.
Mickey, it's certainly not Carolina. Well,
Carolina,
that I'll tell you.
So in the NFC, if we were going to talk,
or is it New Orleans?
Tampa, Green Bay are probably the two golds. And then the next division we're going to talk about is completely up in the air. But go ahead, Kenny.
One thing about Carolina, okay? I love second generation superstars, okay? All right. So they need to pass it to Jason, okay? All right. And number 2, they need an offensive line because you know why? In the last 2 years, this is unbelievable. The last 2 years has been 5 yards per carry. The last 2 years, 5 yards per carry.
That's because of McCaffrey.
Yeah, I'm saying that's not bad, right? But they're gonna kill this kid,
Yeah.
Right?
and that's the thing. Like, what do you?
He's not going to stay healthy. Like,
Yeah, they can't afford for him to miss games. And if he's going to miss games, and you're depending on Sam Darnold to win you games, you're in trouble.
You're in trouble. You're in trouble.
They're in trouble even with McCaffrey. Best thing for them is to trade McCaffrey
and try to bulk back up,
build something.
I agree. But then
it is a new ownership.
But then what do you do with Donald? Do you keep Donald? That's another question.
This is a new ownership, so
yeah,
they do want to win. Like I think they will build a team. It's just they're starting from scratch, really. So, I mean, you have the franchise player, but if you don't get pieces around him soon, it's going to be too late.
All right, so let's talk about the 4th team in this division, and that would be the Atlanta Falcons, who went 4-12. They were 18th offensively, 29th defensively, 24.8 points a game, 25.9 against, plus 3 in a turnover. So if you think about it, from a last place team, everyone in this division actually finished above in the turnover ratio. So they were all, at least ball security was important. But they got a new coach too, Arthur Smith, his first year, with Dave Rigoni, his first year as offensive coordinator, and then Dean Pease, former Patriot defensive coordinator way back in the day, is actually a defensive coordinator. They added Cordell Patterson, so you think from a kick return, drafted Kyle Pitts, could be a stud at tight end, the highest draft pick ever for a tight end. Lost Alex Mack, their center, Todd Gurley, who really, if you think about, is probably on the end of his career, and then Akeem O'Neal, which was their safety, who was really good. So let me ask you this, because none of us had him in. Oh, Kenny, I believe you did, so I apologize. Matt Ryan, though, I'm pretty sure Kenny did.
Yeah, he did.
Matt Ryan, is he an elite quarterback still in this league?
Was he ever?
No.
You got him to a Super Bowl.
Got him to a Super Bowl. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, how did that turn out?
Hey, they were up.
Hey, yeah.
So,
oh my God!
I mean, he was there in the stadium.
This team is just garbage, just like the other 2 teams that we just talked about, New Orleans and Carolina. This is why Tampa Bay is just going to roll, because like these teams are terrible.
Yeah.
So again, I think Matt Ryan's on the end of his career. And it's a shame, because if you think about really, he's been a solid quarterback. And I just think again, you lose Julio Jones. You kept Calvin Ridley, who's a top wide receiver. You had Kyle Pitts. No running back. Offensive line's questionable. Defensively, 29th. They've got to get better there. First year head coach. So I don't think they've done enough to even, make noise in this division to even make it a question. So, Ron, you want to start your divisional predictions here?
Okay, based on the 6-0 against the division rivals, 15-2 sounds about right.
So Tom Brady's married to a supermodel, so that was part of that.
Tampa Bay.
I gotcha.
15-2 in first place.
Yeah.
Atlanta, second, 6-11. Based on offense, they're going to outscore the other two teams in this division.
Okay.
I have New Orleans 5-12 and Carolina 4-13. So basically 4, 5, and 6 wins. I mean, one score, one way or the other, can change those numbers to be anything they want, but it doesn't matter because if you're fighting over one win at the bottom, it's not going to get you anywhere, except for a worse draft pick.
Or better draft pick.
Or better if you lose that game.
Yeah.
But
So, Kenny, what do you got?
I got the same thing for Ron.
Wow.
Tampa Bay, Falcons, Saints, Panthers.
All right. I got the Bucks obviously winning the division. I don't think anyone's going to question it. I got the Saints second. I still think they got more talent than the other two. I mean, and again, Michael Thomas comes back. They got the best wide receiver in the division. They've got the best defense in the division. Right? But they do. They were the best defense in the division.
They don't have the best defense anymore.
It's still better than Carolina's and Atlanta's.
When you're going to have 30 picks coming out of your quarterback's hands.
Yeah.
Taysom Hill, baby.
You're done.
Atlanta Falcons, I got third, and then I had the Carolina Panthers finishing fourth. And it's not even a close 3-4. Yeah. New Orleans will make it interesting a little bit, but I think they still 3 or 4 games behind Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen, we're on our stretch run. This is the final division. And this is to me, hardest division in football. And that's
I agree.
Seattle Seahawks, the Arizona Cardinals, the San Francisco 49ers, and the Los Angeles Rams. By far the 4 best teams in one division. All right. So, gentlemen, this one should be an interesting one. Let's see how we finished. So, Seattle finished the division 12-4 last season. They were number 1 team. 17th offensively, 22nd defensively. 28.7 points per game, 23.2 points against, +4 in the turnover ratio. Pete Carroll, obviously been there for quite some time, 12 years. Shane Waldron, his first year as offensive coordinator, and Ken Norton Jr., 9th year with the team as a defensive coordinator. Norton. Added Gabe Jackson, a guard, so to try to help bolster. They picked up Dwayne Eskridge, wide receiver. I think he was in the 2nd or 3rd round because they didn't have any first-round draft picks. And then they lost Shaquille Griffin, the cornerback. So let me ask you this. There's been some controversy with Seattle as well, with Russell Wilson. Do you think Russell Wilson is happy with this team and is going to perform this season?
I think no. I think he's got a different makeup of Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
And what?
He's married to Sierra, though. Have you factored that in?
Yeah. I factored that in. I factored that in.
I'm just going on the Kenny scale here.
I know.
I'm going on the Kenny scale. Okay.
Like you put Seattle. I'm not saying they're going to have a losing record, but if you put Seattle in the NFC East, they win that division. You put them in Tennessee's division, they win that division. So I'm pretty confident in saying that, but I don't think it's going to translate into a winning, like a playoff season for Russell Wilson this year. I don't think it's going to.
So, I mean, I look at the talent they have, and it amazes me that, first of all, 22nd defensively, they were always stout defensively. In the last 3 or 4 years, they've lost that piece of it. But you got Russell Wilson, you got DK Metcalf, you got Lockett. They've got some quality talent. Yeah. You know what it is? It's the division they're in.
Yeah.
These teams are going to end up beating each other up to just try to win this division.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about the Rams then. The Los Angeles Rams went 10-6, 11th offensively, the number 1 defense in the league, 23.3 points a game, 18.5 against, -3 in the turnovers. You think they made a change of quarterback for a reason?
Yep.
Sean McVay, 5 years as head coach, Kevin O'Connell, second year as offensive coordinator, and Raheem Morris, second year as defensive coordinator. Quarterback Matthew Stafford, obviously the big ad, with running back Sony Michel. Let's not forget that. Tutu Atwell, wide receiver, they picked up in the draft. They did lose safety John Johnson, the third. Key injury, Cam Akers with the Achilles, done for the year. Is Matthew Stafford the answer for them to possibly get back to the Super Bowl?
I believe so. And I know I didn't want to give it away last week.
Yeah.
So I went against what I actually truly believe. I think Matthew Stafford, to me, has always been an above-average quarterback.
He's no Jared Goff, but
who has a cannon for an arm.
And he's still going.
And you give him a team around him that is capable, and he's going to flourish. It's the same principle. Like, I put him in the category as a Drew Bledsoe. You know, you give him an offensive line, he can pick you apart. You take away that offensive line, he's nothing. So the theory here is they're going to protect him. He's going to have weapons to throw to. He's going to have a defense that is amazing.
The best in the league. Yep.
Yeah, and it's going to stay the best in the league, by the way. And this team can go.
Yeah. So let me ask you this question, Kenny, because you're nodding your head. No, right?
Wait. Yeah, go ahead.
So, who is Matthew Stafford's coach in Detroit?
Matt Patricia, right? He was there for a couple years. Do you remember the guy before him?
Oh God, I don't remember.
Right? Do you remember the guy before him?
No.
Do you remember the guy before him? No, because they all stunk. Right? He's got a quality coach who knows how to win and get more out of players, and he's a phenomenal offensive mind. Even Belichick said what McVay can do on offense is mind-boggling sometimes. And the fact that they won that Super Bowl, it was more because of the decisions McVay made of not putting certain players in my eye, than it was
you're
that.
Right. You're absolutely right.
So to me, Stafford is a clear upgrade.
Yep.
Gives them so many more options. Stafford finally has a coach that can actually make him better. And he's got a team around him that's so much better. That, to me, puts them in and we're going to get to it soon, but puts them in some categories.
Yes. I agree with you 100%. And I'll go as far as saying that for the most part, he's pretty durable. You know, yeah, he can get banged up and stuff, but he's still in there. He still has a factor that he can come back in games too. Like, I mean, basically Detroit has put him behind the eight ball so badly every year. It's like you can't keep making up for that, and something's got to give. But when games are close, he can make that comeback and put them ahead. But then the defense just lets it all back anyway. But he does have that factor.
Go ahead, Kenny.
We're talking about Matthew Stafford here, right?
Matthew Stafford.
We are.
We're talking about the guy who played in Detroit, right?
Detroit.
Yes.
Okay, he had Matt Patricia as a
coach.
Didn't he have Megatron too?
And those years they won.
For a little bit? Didn't he have Megatron?
Yeah, they did okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They were better those years because he had some players.
They still had no defense. They still had no defense.
What was Sue?
Sue was a basket case when he was in Detroit. He was a mental case in Detroit.
Exactly.
Dude, he's the one that stepped on the player.
Exactly.
And got suspended, if I'm not mistaken.
Football's not for ladies.
Oh, easy.
Okay. All right.
Whoa.
All right? We're talking about Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford.
We love
Our female fans.
They don't play football. Well, some of them play. Oh, jeez.
At Sports Unfolded.
Don't. Please don't send me emails.
No, Kenny at Sports Unfolded.
Yeah.
Kenny. But it's the same thing. It's the same
Has he ever had-
situation.
he hasn't had a
Matthew
team like
Stafford
this
won't
around him.
be good.
Give me a team
Matthew
around
Stafford
him.
won't be good.
Bro, when has
You
Detroit
know-
ever had a number one defense?
Are you kidding me? They had weapons for him. They had a decent defense. I mean, he did nothing.
Decent.
So you mean
He
to
got
tell
the
me
number one-
he
he got
didn't
the
do
number
nothing?
one defense
He
now.
didn't do nothing in Detroit. So you think he gonna do something for the Rams?
This is your Jared Goff argument because you just don't want to get off Jared Goff. He's an upgrade from Jared Goff. Let's
Because
be honest.
he's Jared is way better than Matthew.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Come on, Matthew Stafford.
Matthew Stafford.
Matthew Stafford.
Come
I'll
on
stand
now.
by it too. Look at the numbers.
You guys
Look
are-
at the numbers.
you guys-
Look at the numbers, Farm.
You guys are kidding me.
Look at those numbers.
You guys are kidding me.
Didn't Stafford throw for 5,000 yards one year?
Yeah.
You know what? I got to look this up now. How Kenny, you
Yeah, he
my
did.
intro,
He
right?
did.
So,
5,000? No, he didn't go 5,000.
you sure?
When was that? Where was I?
You're probably still drinking the same things you were drinking earlier.
No, he was visiting.
2011, he threw for 5,000 yards,
Yeah, I know.
41 touchdowns, 16 picks. I believe Megatron was on that team, Mr. Megatron.
Thank you.
There you go. That's his numbers because he had players around him.
Thank you.
41-6 though.
Thank you.
41 and 16.
Oh, 16.
Still, right?
That's incredible.
Thank you.
45,000 yards passing, 282 touchdowns in his career,
It's
144
It's too
interceptions.
bad the defense gave up like 40 points a game.
And what was their record last year? Detroit. What did we say? 4-11, 2 and what? What was
4-11.
Detroit? Was it 2-11? 2 and
Yep.
2 and what?
Well,
He threw for 4,000. No, what were they? 2-14, right?
Well, it can't be 2-11.
No, I know. 2 and
Yeah,
14.
it's-
League.
He threw for 4,000 yards, 26 touchdowns, and 10 picks and with that team.
Yeah.
With that team.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and the team gave up like 40.
And you think about the upgrade he has now, but okay.
Let's see it.
All right, let's move on. Let's move on to another team.
If
That
he
could
does
be-
if he does those numbers this year, it's a cakewalk to the playoffs.
No, he won't do it.
Arizona Cardinals, gentlemen. 8-8 last season. 6th offensively, 13th defensively. 25.6 points a game, 22.9 against. No difference in the turnovers, so they were flat. Cliff Kingsbury, third year as the head coach, I believe, / offensive coach because they didn't have one. And Vance Joseph, who used to be the former Denver Broncos coach, is in his third year as defensive coach. Key adds J.J. Watts, A.J. Green. They drafted Xavier Collins, the linebacker, so that should be a nice pickup for them. They lost Patrick Peterson. They also lost Larry Fitzgerald currently. He's a free agent, hasn't decided if he wants to come back.
Mm-hmm.
Is Arizona ready to take the next step in this with this division?
Absolutely.
No.
Absolutely.
No. Who's a quarterback?
Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray. Oh, now you don't like Kyler Murray either.
Oh my God.
We've got to find out how he rates quarterbacks other than by who they date. Because I don't know what you're
science,
watching.
Eric. It's a science. It's a science.
It's a science.
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 J-
Mad
it's a-
science.
JJ is not going to turn on his team.
Oh,
No,
come
J.J. Watt.
on.
And Fitzgerald gone, and Fitzgerald's
with
not
you
making
on
up.
this.
Fitzgerald's not making up his mind. You need him. Okay?
You need Fitzgerald, right? Because you got to help. AJ Green hasn't stayed healthy
No.
for years now. JJ Watt was already hurt in the preseason.
Yep.
So some of these key additions are already out. You
Yeah.
can't count on them. I'm starting to question. Again, Kyler Murray, I think's a player. Let's not. But listen, Deshaun Watson's a very good quarterback as well, and Houston with him won 4 games.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I'm intrigued by the Cardinals because they could be really good, but I also am intrigued that they could be really bad. And I think some of that's going to be based on the injuries. And this, again, we all talked about it. This is the hardest division in football. So they're not playing any easy games. There's 6 tough games right in that mix. They can lose 4 or 5 of those games and be out of this division.
Good.
Interesting team.
Not going to happen, though.
We're on our last team, gentlemen. And that's the San Francisco 49ers. They went 6-10 last season. right? Obviously, the injury bug, this team was a mess last season. 15th offensively, 5th defensively, 23.5 points per game, 24.4 against, 11 the negative for turnover ratio. So we know that cost them. Kyle Shanahan's in his 5th year as head coach. Mike McDaniel, 5th year. And D'Amico Ryan's 5th year. So, again, some continuity when it comes to the coaching staff. They added Wayne Gallman Jr., the running back from the Giants, who was one of their leading running backs. They just signed Josh Norman, cornerback, right? They lost Kendrick Bourne. Again, big third down wide receiver for them. Picked up Trey Lance. Question would be, is this quarterback situation going to hurt this team? Not deciding between Jimmy G and Trey Lance.
Absolutely. Absolutely going to hurt this team. It hurt it from before the draft. So it's just right now they have a quarterback circus going on. And look, this is the NFL. This isn't college. This isn't the CFL. This isn't the XFL.
XFL, baby.
This is the NFL, okay? Like, look, put your quarterback in there.
So who's the quarterback?
Right now, who knows who it is? Because
I think that's the problem.
Well,
I don't think they have enough confidence in Jimmy G, but I don't think Trey Lance is ready. So I think they're in such an influx of what to do that the option's going to be play both of them.
No, they should just start Jimmy G, and like other teams are doing, you start the guy that you have, and then the rookie can come in later on in the year if warranted. But if it's not warranted, like Jimmy G's I'd say at least average. At least average.
He's no Jared Goff.
He gets wins. Yeah, that's what you need. Somebody that's going to be there, that's going to be able to run the offense, efficiently. It doesn't have to be, Tom Brady in there all the time. You just have to be efficient, and if you have some weapons, then you distribute the ball, whether it's the running back, little oh my God, play action plays, short yardage, and then once in a while try to get a big chunk and rely on that defense. That's what this team should be doing.
This year's 2 years removed from the Super Bowl,
right?
And we're talking about this team
like they're chumps,
like they're nothing, right? They had enough talent, and they really didn't lose much to not say they're contenders for a Super Bowl again.
Right.
If Jimmy G stays healthy, right, they could go back to the Super Bowl because now you got Bosa back, who was hurt last year.
Right.
They've got some talent. This is a talented team. But I think they're going to screw it up.
Yes.
By mixing up these quarterbacks here and there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Jimmy might be doing well 1 week. He's struggling. You put Trey Lance in. Now he's doing well. Who's playing? Then Trey Lance stinks. Put Jimmy back. No continuity. Throws the offense off. They struggle.
Eric, it's not even the quarterbacks you're messing up. It's the rest of the team. They don't know what's going on. They don't know who to count on.
No, I agree. So go ahead, Kenny.
And you talk about the coaches on the hot seat. Kyle Shanahan should have been fired a long time ago. Wow. He is the worst coach of all time. Okay, all right. He did it in Washington. Now he's over here messing up. If they don't win the first 4 games, he's done.
First 4, you got him out. Wow. First 4 games. All right. We find more head coaches on this show.
I think Shanahan is very safe.
If they don't win 4 games,
okay,
he's done. He's done. Oh, he's nothing like his father. His father was great, but kid, no.
Wow.
No. I remember when he was in Washington. No.
Okay, so let's look at it this way. I got this division. My prediction was I got the Rams winning the division. I got the Seahawks finishing second.
Wow.
I got the Niners finishing third, and I got the Arizona Cardinals finishing fourth. That's my predictions on that division. And I got it. I'm telling you, Arizona, I feel it's more about the injury bug. I don't think JJ
We
Watt
don't see
posed
eye to eye
anything.
in this at all.
Yeah, and I told you this division is so tough.
I know
think
it is.
All three of us are going to have a different opinion on this division. But go ahead, Ron. You're up.
All right, so I have Arizona winning the division, going 14-3. 14-3.
Okay. All right.
I have the Rams coming in second, going 12-5.
Okay.
Seattle 9-8, coming in third because of the game differences inside the division, and I have San Francisco also 9-8.
Okay.
So every team wins in this division.
Gotcha.
They're just going to beat each other up, and Seattle and San Francisco obviously loses out on the majority of it.
Gotcha. Kenny.
Ooh. I got the Seahawks number 1. I still believe in the Legion of Boom.
Legion of Boom, baby.
2, the Rams.
Okay.
3, 49ers. And 4th, Arizona Cardinals.
Right. So I think, again, this division is going to be by far the toughest. And I think, Kenny, you hit one point right on, is that it's going to really depend on how they start. All 4 of these teams need some early wins, right? And get lucky before these teams start to gel and mesh and starting to roll. Because if you could get a couple easy wins early, right, even against your division, that's going to probably be key later on in the season for whatever team's going to finish first there. But no, great point. Great point. So that's the divisions, gentlemen. So let's talk about, before we go into our predictions and how this season's going to finish, our surprise team. So who do we feel are going to be teams that most people are overlooking and are going to be very good teams?
Well, the only team that I can see in the NFC would be the Giants. I have them winning the division. So I think a lot of people have maybe Dallas, Washington, and stuff. But I truly believe the Giants are going to put it together and come out of that division on top. And according to you guys, I guess Arizona is a surprise for me.
Yeah.
If you look at it that way.
Okay. I like it.
That's in the NFC. In the AFC, I think New England making the playoffs would be a surprise for a lot of people with Mac Jones as quarterback. And I guess somewhat a surprise, a good surprise, would be the New York Jets getting 8 wins.
Okay. No, I like it. Kenny, what do you got?
In the AFC, the surprise, the Lions. I really think they're, I'm telling you,
all in on Jared Goff.
I'm telling you, Jared. I'm telling you, they can gel and they can get,
Ron,
they can gel.
By week 8 of the season, we bring Kenny back on the Sports Unfolded.
Oh yeah.
And whatever the Detroit Lions record is at that point, if they have a losing record, pie in the face. You got to throw a pie in your face.
Yep, I will.
Oh, I like that.
I will.
Wait a minute. But it's the Detroit Lions, so shouldn't he be in a cage with a lion?
We throw raw meat at him. We'll just throw raw meat at you.
I prefer it.
And you have to eat it too.
You got weird fast. What do you got? What else, Ken?
In the AFC, I have
Miami Dolphins.
No. The New York Jets. He's got the Jets.
My surprise in the AFC.
Zach Wilson, Dayton.
It has to be Jaguars.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the Jaguars. Yeah.
Oof, okay.
I forgot he has them finishing second, I think, or first.
Yeah.
So my surprise team, good, right? Is that what we're doing right now? We're doing a good team.
Good.
Cleveland Browns, AFC Championship.
Well, that's not. Cleveland's not a surprise, though.
That's not a surprise.
It's not a surprise.
It's not a surprise at all.
You got them going to the championship?
Okay.
I got them winning the Super Bowl, bro.
Okay. All right.
So do I.
It's not a surprise.
All right. My other surprise team, NFC, I got the New York Giants. I think they win the division, a couple games, and actually make the playoffs. New York Giants.
Wow.
Well, I have them winning the division, so.
So the bad. Who do you got? Who's expected to be better, but probably will not be?
Right at the top, Indianapolis.
Colts. I like it.
Yeah.
And according to you guys, New Orleans.
Okay. No, I think
Yep,
I
true.
think you're right. Yeah, that
you're
would
right
be a
too.
surprise
Yeah.
if they didn't do well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just based on the coaching alone.
Yes.
Kenny,
Yeah, I'm with Ron.
same ones?
Same ones.
All right. I've got the San Francisco 49ers. I just think that as much as we talked about them being 2 years ago removed from the Super Bowl, I don't think they make the playoffs.
Well, I don't have them making the playoffs either.
Right.
I have them last
Yeah.
place in their division, but
So-
with a 9-8 record.
Yeah, so. The Las Vegas Raiders, I think, have the worst season under Gruden. So I think that's. And then I've got Kenny's boy, and I got the Miami Dolphins taking a big step back.
Yeah, I have that too.
And not even made. I think they lose. They go from 10-6 to like 6-11.
That's what I have. 6 and
them.
11, and you were like, "What? No, what? They were in last place."
All right, so gentlemen, we're coming to the end of the show. It's been a great show. First of all, I want to thank you both because this has been a lot of fun. Our NFL preview show. Hopefully, we'll watch this at some point mid-year and see how right we were, and then at the end of the year, watch it again and be like, "What were we thinking?" Or one of us is going to be like
I'm
a
going to be
junior.
right. I'm going to be right.
Okay,
So,
Ron's going to be
Yeah, me
right.
too. I'm going to be
Ron,
right.
keep all those records,
oh, I do.
and let's make sure we'll see where they're at the end of the year, how close you are.
Yep.
All right. But we're going to go in our predictions, boys. So we're going to first go, who's the AFC divisional champ going to be?
Playoffs.
Playoffs. So
Playoffs.
who is going to be the AFC representative in the Super Bowl?
Oh, so you don't want like in the staging?
I wasn't.
All right.
gonna
So, okay. So, all right. So this is what I'm going to have. I'm going to say my exact predictions.
Okay, I'm okay with it.
Right
Go
at the
ahead.
top.
Me too.
So I have Kansas City, Buffalo. They're going to have the buys, obviously. Cleveland.
No, there's only one bye this year.
Oh, there's only one buy. Wait, how many teams are in the playoffs?
7.
Oh, frig. Well, that changes a lot of things. That changes everything.
That's right.
So,
who's the
so
AFC?
so go to Kenny first, and I'll have it ready for you.
Kenny, what do you got?
For the
AFC.
first time ever, AFC is going to be Cleveland Browns.
So Cleveland Browns, you got winning the AFC.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, Ron, I'll go next since you got some work to do there. So I've got the repeat Kansas City Chiefs beating the Cleveland Browns to represent the AFC for a third straight year. And I've got the Chiefs going
Okay.
again, third straight Super Bowl.
Yep.
Ron,
So I got
Okay,
Buck.
so the 7th team that I added to the playoffs is Pittsburgh.
okay.
So, but it's not going to change a damn thing. It's still
All
going to be Kansas City, Buffalo, Cleveland, Tennessee.
Top 4. Okay.
Top 4. Kansas City, Cleveland. Cleveland does it.
Cleveland going to the Super Bowl. Cleveland wins the AFC.
Yes.
You want to fix your NFC, Ron? You got to add
Yes,
it to
I
the
do.
NFC. Kenny,
Yeah.
NFC champs.
Tampa.
So you're going Tampa repeat.
Yeah. No.
And no, I'm saying
Cleveland.
as an NFC.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
They're going back to the Super Bowl as the repeat
Yes.
champs of the
Yeah.
NFC.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've got. You ready for this one, Kenny? I know you're going to love this
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
The Los Angeles Rams defeating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the NFC Championship to go back to the Super Bowl after their 3-year run here. 3 years out. Back with who? Matthew Stafford at the helm. Gets them to the Super Bowl with the number 1 defense because they're going to be all over Tom Brady like Tampa Bay's defense was all over Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl. Tom Brady goes down in the NFC Championship. They will not repeat. Ron.
Okay. So, my order. Tampa Bay, Arizona, Green Bay, New York Giants, Los Angeles Rams, because, we're talking non-division winners.
Yep.
Minnesota Vikings, Dallas Cowboys.
Woo!
They squeaked in
Yes, there we go.
They squeak
Since the
in at
VHS
9-8.
days.
They squeak in at 9-8.
VHS days. Cowboys are
Tampa
back.
Bay wins. I mean, they get the bye, rather.
Yeah.
Arizona wins. Green Bay wins. Los Angeles Rams win. Tampa Bay loses to the Rams. So they don't even – the Tampa Bay Bucks
Don't even
don't
get to the
even
NFC
get to
Championship game. Wow.
Arizona beats Green Bay.
Whew.
I have the Rams winning against Arizona.
So that's 2 for the Rams. 2 for the Rams, baby. So the most important pick, Sports Unfolded is going to call it right now. Who represents the NFL next year as the overall champion for the 2021 NFL season? The champion will be, Kenny?
The Browns.
The Cleveland Browns win their first Super Bowl in the history of the NFL, according to Kenny. Ron.
Los Angeles Rams.
The Rams.
And it's like you're going to see them play very similar how they did against the Patriots, but only with a guy that can actually throw a ball.
So you
throw
had
it deep.
Rams
defense
Cleveland,
is stifling.
right? You have Rams Cleveland Super Bowl.
Yes.
Kenny had Tampa Bay Cleveland. You both got Cleveland beating them. I have KC Rams Super Bowl.
Yep.
I got the Kansas City Chiefs winning their second Super Bowl with Patrick Mahomes and defeating the Rams. But this is going to be one of the best Super Bowls in history. We're going to see, this is going to be like a 45-40, one of those crazy scoring games.
Not with the Rams. No way. No way.
Never happens in defense, never wins in the Super Bowl. Very rare.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. It's been a fun 3 hours. We got through it.
So let's run down some business part of it, Eric.
So let's run down some business. So once again, if you are joining us, we've been live. We've been on many different platforms between Twitch, right? Rhode Island _broadcasting.
Yep.
We've been on YouTube on Rhode Island Broadcasting, and we've been on at Sports Unfolded on Facebook. You can join us every Friday night. We're on at 6 p.m. on Rhode Island Broadcasting. We're on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. You can follow us at Sports Unfolded on Facebook and Twitter, at Broadcasting RI on Twitter, Sports _Unfolded on Instagram. Subscribe to Rhode Island _Broadcasting on Twitch. Subscribe and follow T-Smooth73 on Twitch. We'd appreciate that as well.
Yeah.
Kenny, thank you as always, man. Appreciate your time. Thank you for joining us on Friday on Sports Unfolded. Well, I'm sure we're going to have you again.
It's a pleasure.
Fun. Ron, look forward to Friday.
Absolutely.
Don't forget, gentlemen, there's a game Thursday night.
Oh, I'm not missing that.
I'm not
Tampa
missing that
Bay
at all.
versus the Dallas Cowboys. According to Ron, the Cowboys are making the playoffs, so that's Dallas's first win against Tampa.
No, that's not a win.
Guys, you guys have a great night. Fans out there that have watched, all our loyal fans, everybody that watched live from Twitch to Facebook to YouTube, thank you so much for joining us tonight. This has been fun.
Subscribe, like, share.
Do it all, man. Do it all. And we'll be on many, many different platforms and pages as of tonight. Ron, thank you. Fans out there, take care. Peace.